Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. No matter where you are, what time zone you're in, it is time for one thing, and that is PBE baseball, specifically the Miners World Series. Welcome one, welcome all. I am your host for today, AJ887, and I am joined by the wonderful and talented Moosey. Moosey, how are you doing today?
I am Ray. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome to the Season 30 Pro Baseball Experience Minor League World Series. With you today are the announcers of anarchy, the captains of chaos, the stream dream team of disorder. Let's see what shenanigans come up today.
You came in hot. I don't know. I don't know how to follow that up.
I told you, I had something prepared.
That was incredible. we are we are very excited, as you can tell from Moose's very enthusiastic intro for the Miners World Series, California Firehawks versus the Puerto Rico Ranas. If you are here for the Majors World Series, that will be later on today at, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me just double check that. Yes, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you are here for the Miners World Series, you've come to the right place. So these are two teams that, if I am not mistaken, neither brand has won the Miners World Series yet. The Dallas Dynamos, which was the Puerto Rico Ranas' old brand, have won it before. And then the California Firehawks, I don't know, have they won
it? They did win.
San Bernardino,
their only World Series is San Bernardino.
Yep. So they did win a few seasons ago, but both brands are looking for their first title.
It's definitely an exciting one. I know hearing a lot from, I'm close to both groups of GMs, hearing a lot from them. They're really excited with how their seasons went, and now they're in the World Series, and I don't know who to root for in this.
It's gonna be a good one. I can't wait to get on into it. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the starting lineups. And I want to make sure that we get any last minute notes from the Firehawks and Ranas GMs if they are in their channels. I know LBG wanted to make sure that Becky Quinn was starting game one, and yes, indeed, Becky Quinn is starting game one. So there you go. We do have some stats from the stat team. Over under predictions, I don't know if we have a mod in chat already, but if we do have a nice try, sloth face. We do have a suggested over under prediction, that being 18.5 total hits for game one. little bit of some background between these two teams. The PBE minor league will finish with symmetry, as the opening day matchup of the Ranas and Firehawks will be the same matchup that features in this season's World Series. The first in the East, Ranas will play the host team to the second in the West, Firehawks, in this best-of-7 series to decide the minor league champion. In 12 games this season, the Firehawks took a slight advantage in the series, winning 7 games. The two teams played each other close, and the average margin of victory in this series was just 2.25 runs, and only 2 games were decided by more than 3 runs. So this is going to be a really, really tight series if history repeats itself. Rooting for both teams to make it out of an AJ stream alive.
That's why I said we're the announcers of anarchy, the captains of chaos, the stream dream team of disorder. It's like especially with you. Like the last time you stream, absolute madness happened, and it always happens.
Yeah.
And something always happens, especially when we're together doing the minor leagues. Like last season, there was the not sending a guy on third. When there was one out, it was just there's a lot that can go wrong, but a lot that can go right.
Hopefully we see some really bonkers things happen in this series. I would absolutely love for that to happen. Prediction is up and it's almost done. You got about a minute left. Make sure you get in your votes for total hits over under 18.5. Looking at these two teams, we mentioned that they had a very close season series. And the head-to-heads kind of reflect that. 6-4 in favor of the Ranas. Excuse me, for the head-to-heads. Only the heart of the order of 3 through 5 and the pitcher favor the California Firehawks. But even then, it's close. Because I'm looking at the pitchers right now. And the head-to-heads are usually decided by the overall rating, if anyone in the chat is not familiar. But 37 for Mrs. Dirk, 36 for Becky Quinn. So those two starting pitchers, very, very close in skill level in terms of overall rating. And you also see at the number 5, we have Nacho Man at 41, Daniel Martinez at 43. So it's only a 2-point difference there. 3-point difference in the cleanup position. A little bit more of a difference here at number 3, 42 versus 36. But Ranas seem to have the lead everywhere else, so it's going to be close. I'm hoping this goes to 7 games.
Yeah, 7 games would be absolutely insane. Both these teams have done an amazing job this season, especially considering where they were last season and how everything shaped up. Both these teams missed the playoffs last season. And now, as usual in the minors, there's a lot of overturn, a lot of players leaving and coming in. So both these teams are better strap those boots tight. This is going to be a rough series.
Well, with that said, how about we get right on into it? Looks like the predictions have closed. Over under 18.5 total hits. Looks like people are favoring the over. About 6 people on both sides, but the most channel points going towards the over. But we should head on into. Someone said my render's head is blocking Mrs. Dirk's name, so we'll just slowly change that. There we go. That shouldn't be a problem anymore. But yeah, we should head on into game. I think we flipped a coin beforehand to see which team the two of us would be following for this. I think you, because you really wanted to be on both teams' sides for this, right?
Yeah, I know so many people who are involved with both teams. It's like my teammate here, LBG, is co-GM Laranas, and then my teammate in a couple of other leagues, Sloth, is co-GM of Firehawks, and then of course there's Dirk and let's just get this out of the way. Dirk smells like beans.
Oh, all right. With that said, let's get on into game. I will be starting us off with the Firehawks at bat against starting pitcher for game number 1 for the Puerto Rico Ranas, Becky Quinn. Let's get on into Game 1 of the Minors World Series, California versus Puerto Rico. Here we go. Becky Quinn on the mound. It's going to be James Lutz, who starts us off the World Series with a double. Not even a sliding double. Stand-up double for Lutz. Stubby McGuire will line that right back to the mound, who throws on to first for out number 1. Lutz advances to third. Kevin Larson base hit into left field, and that will be the first run of the Miners World Series for season 30. Kevin Larson with an RBI single will knock in the Firehawks' first run. Billy Nelson, the second baseman, goes down on strikes, and now it's Daniel Martinez, the catcher, with a fly ball into left, caught by the left fielder Delia. California takes a early 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first. Puerto Rico getting their first look at the ball.
On the mound today, Mrs. Dirk will face Jose 43 Sr. He's going to line out to third base. That'll bring up Will Groves. Going to ground out to the second baseman. That brings it to Alfred Delia. Delia is going to get a single straight up the middle. And 2 out hit here. That brings up Big is going to ground out to second. Going to throw it over to first for the third out of the inning. We're already shaping up to have a great series.
I'm just going to get the out-of-town scoreboard off of the screen just to clean it up a little bit, and we head on into we head on into the top of the second now with Styles Stern, the shortstop, who grounds out to the pitcher. Drew Leahy, the DH, will get a base hit. That will be the California Firehawks' third hit of this ball game, a single for the DH. Caleb Marco grounds out to second. Over to second for 1. No relay throw. Might have been broken up by the sliding Leahy. Marco get on board with the fielder's choice. But Latavius Jackson Jr. will ground out to the left-hand side, and that is going to end the inning. Firehawks still lead, though, 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second.
We'll bring up second baseman Nacho Man facing Mrs. Dirk. Nacho Man going to get a lead-off single. Little liner into center field. Ryan Cacao and Man is off and running. He will be safe at second. On base grounder over to third. Tough throw there. Manages to get the out at first, but the runner will advance. Dennis McLaughlin going to drop one into right field. An RBI single for the Ranas. Will tie this game at 1. Just 1 out, runner on McLaughlin. A little swing, a little strike out, trying to throw him out, but he will be safe at second. Bring up the hot hitter fly ball in the 9-hole, but he will ground out to the first baseman, who will take it himself to end the inning. We are tied here at 1. Game 1 of the World Series.
It's going to be Becky Quinn back on the mound for the third inning of work. Lutz lines that right to the left fielder. Delia had to backtrack a little bit to grab it, but that will be out number 1. Stubby McGuire grounds that right to Groves, who steps on first for out number 2. And Kevin Larson will get on board with a single. So Firehawks aren't quite done with this inning yet, but Billy Nelson goes down, strikes for the second time this game. And we will head to the bottom of the third with the game still tied at 1.
On his lineup will turn over. That'll bring up 43 Sr. He's going to get a lead-off single over into left field, jump over the third baseman's head. That'll bring up Will Groves. The senior is off and running. He is safe with ease. Groves is going to hit one over to shortstop. A productive out as it moves the runner up to third. Delia is going to fly one into left. Are they going to send the runner? They do not. Holding up at third, and a line shot by Big is to the first baseman Larson. And the inning. They had an opportunity but did not want to test that arm.
It's going to be Daniel Martinez leading off the top of the fourth here with a single. The catcher and future Vandal on board now with the first hit of this inning. Styles Stern will pop fly that out to the shortstop. Now it's Drew Leahy with another pop out. Back-to-back pop outs just on different sides of the diamond. And Caleb Marco is going to ground out to Groves, who steps on first, taking it himself for out number 3. We get to the bottom of the fourth with the game still tied at 1.
Bring up Nacho Man. He's going to get himself a leadoff single. Rhinos have gotten leadoff singles in the last 3 innings, but only have 1 run to show for it. Man takes off for second. Oh, the ball gets away from the shortstop covering the bag, and Nacho Man will advance to third. Ryan Cacao going to drop a single into center field. That'll score Man from third. RBI single there. Defense did not come up in that one. McLaughlin going to drop a single into right. No advancement to third, just going to go station to station. That'll bring Sam Sung Jr. That'll be a 6-4-3 double play. Only gets the first 2 outs of the inning. Pin Flannable line one past the third baseman. dives for it. Ryan Cacao will score from third. RBI single. Jose 43 Sr. will swing through one. But the Ranas will take a 3-1 lead, scoring 2 off of a little bit of small ball here as we go top of the 5th.
That's Puerto Rico's first lead of the series. California will be looking to take that lead back. Latavius Jackson Jr. will pop fly that out to shallow center field. The shortstop went all the way out there to get it. And with a quick ground out to the shortstop by Lutz, it's going to bring up Stubby McGuire. Ground out to the second baseman. Quick 1-2-3 inning of work for Becky Quinn. Looking good on the mound there here in the 5th. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Puerto Rico looking to extend their 3-1 lead.
The thing to note is Becky Quinn's pitch count is a bit high. Will Groves, the leadoff hitter, will ground out to the third baseman. Alfred Delia rounding to shortstop. Good throw there. Gets the second out, and that'll bring up Big Iz. Hard hit ball over to third. Throw across the diamond. It'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Mrs. Dirk, who's a little bit more efficient on the mound.
Taking a look at that pitch count for Becky Quinn, it is up to 85. It will rise after that at bat, as Kevin Larson gets on board with a single. Billy Nelson, fly ball into left, Delia with a routine grab, and now it's going to be Daniel Martinez, the catcher, with a runner on first and one away. And he draws a walk. It's going to be Styles Stern, the shortstop, with runners on first and second and one away. Deep fly ball into left field. It is going to be caught. No tag on the runners, so they'll remain at first and second. And Drew Leahy will go down on strikes, so California gets a hit and a walk, but are not able to bring either runner around as the Ranas remain in front 3-1. We head to the bottom of the 6th as they look to extend it.
Nacho Man going to lead off for his 3rd inning. He's going to fly out to center field, though, in this one. I'll bring up Cacao. Cacao going to ground one over to the shortstop, toss it over to first for the second out. We'll bring up Dennis McLaughlin. Skies one over into right, but an easy catch out there by Jackson Jr. Be a 1-2-3 inning for Mrs. Dirk, who's being efficient. I think the Ranas are probably going to end up going to the bullpen. Let's see how it plays out.
And it will be Marin Rodriguez here pitching in the top of the 7th. And we'll get Caleb Marco to fly out to deep center field. Latavius Jackson Jr. will get on board with their first hit of the series. A single for Jackson Jr., and now it's going to be James Lutz drawing a walk. You can hear that home team crowd booing in the background as Rodriguez starting to hit a little bit of some struggles. But they do get Stubby McGuire to fly out to deep center field. Runner tags for third. Base hit for Kevin Larson. He is 4 for 4 on the day. And that will score a run and advance the runner to third. Lutz on third, Larson on first, grounder second, over to first for out number 3. But the California Firehawks do strike back for a run, making this a 1-run ball game as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
It's stretch time. Starter Mrs. Dirk still remains in this game. Samson Jr. going to drop a single into right field to lead off the inning. Then flying a ball, the hot hitter out of the 9 hole is going to swing through one for strike 3. Going to go to the bullpen here. Aaron Beckett going to step in. Had a great season, but he gives up a hit to Jose 43 Sr. That'll put runners on the corners with 1 out. Oh, an outstretched glove by the second baseman. Can't hold on to that ball as Will Groves will get himself an RBI single. Scoring Sung Jr. from third. Still first and third here. Fly ball over into right field. They are not going to test that arm. They'll bring Big Iz. Big Iz going to fly one over into left field. The catch out there by Lutz will end the inning, but the Ranas do get 1 extra insurance run. So there's only 2 innings left to play.
That is quite an arm by on Latavius Jackson Jr. Even the cutoff throw looked like a bullet. Daniel Martinez, the catcher, will get on board with a single, and now it's going to be Styles Stern. He's 0 for 3 today, and the struggles will continue as he falls to 0-4 on the ball game. Drew Leahy flies it out to the right fielder. It's going to be 43 Sr. taking the catch out there. Caleb Marco, the center fielder, will fly it out to center field, so even though the Firehawks do get a single, they aren't able to bring the runner around. Puerto Rico still leads 4-2. California will have 1 last shot at it, but Puerto Rico has a chance to extend their lead now.
Nacho Man leads off his 4th inning of the game. And he'll ground out to the second baseman. They'll bring up Cacao. Cacao going to ground one over to the shortstop. They'll bring up Dennis McLaughlin. He's going to take a walk here by Beckett. Surrendered by Beckett. That'll bring up Sam Sung Jr. McLaughlin taking off. He will steal second with ease. Fly ball over into right field. It will be caught. California manages to hold their deficit to just 2 runs as we head to the top of the 9th. They need to get something going.
It is their last chance. If they don't get 2 runs here, the Puerto Rico Ronas will take a 1-game lead in the World Series. Quick fly out to left by Jackson Jr. and a ground out to the catcher by Lutz puts them in a rough hole. Stubby McGuire goes down, strikes, and Puerto Rico will take the 1-0 series lead in the Season 30 World Series. Congratulations to the Ranas, who take this game 4-2, out hitting the Firehawks 11-9. Looking at the bats, Kevin Larson had a great day, 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And Daniel Martinez had a couple of hits, but the rest of the lineup was struggling to produce for California. Meanwhile, on the side of the Ranas, we got hits almost all around. Only Big Iz went hitless on the day. Becky Quinn, great day on the mound. Marin Rodriguez gets the save. Mrs. Dirk had a little bit of some struggles in the early innings, but Aaron Beckett came in to close it out. Becky Quinn will be your player of the game for today. As we advance to game number 2, we will be looking at the California Firehawks to strike back or for the Puerto Rico Ranas to extend their lead. I'm going to save the game real quick here. And we have game 2 all set up for you. We do have a suggested prediction of 1.5 run margin of victory for the winning team. So if the mods are able to put that into the prediction here. Moosey, what do you think of that last game?
It definitely is probably going to be a snapshot of this entire series. A lot of back and forth. A lot of runners on base. Runners are going to steal a lot of bases. It's really going to come down to timely hitting. California managed to get 9 hits in that game, but only got 2 runs. They're not a very base run focused team. You won't see them steal a lot of bases, at least not compared to their opponents. They really have to make their hits count. Their 3-hole hitter, Kevin Larson, had an amazing game, but the team around him just fell short. That heart of the order needs to step it up. Everyone around this team just got pulled together and just rack up hit after hit after hit in sequence instead of spreading out maybe 1 hit or 2 hits an inning. The ball isn't flying very much, so it's just going to be a lot of singles and doubles, I have a feeling.
Absolutely. Did we even see any home runs in that last game? I don't think we did.
No, it was a lot of RBI singles.
Absolutely. We do have some more notes from the stat team as we await changes from the GMs. Let's see. So looking at these 2 teams, we do have some team notes specifically for each team. The Firehawks, who just went down 1-0 in this series, have clawed their way through the first and second rounds of the Miners postseason after finishing with a solid but not quite enough 61-47 record. They faced the Chicago Kingpins and won the series from a dominant winner-go-home Game 5, and later went on to beat the Amarillo Armadillos, with a 4-2 series win. The Firehawks are what you could call a well-balanced team, with most of their hitting, pitching categories ranked in the top 3 across all of the minors. The Ranas, who took Game 1 here, were awarded a bye in the first round of the playoffs after finishing the season with a 65-43 record. They faced the Kansas City Hepcats in the minor league semifinals and pushed them aside with a 4-1 series win. The Ranas are led by a league-leading pitching staff that has dominated the league in almost every major category, and we saw just how dominant that pitching can be with Becky Quinn in game number 1, who went 6 innings, giving up only 1 run. It does look like both teams' GMs are ready for game number 2. No changes, it looks like. So I think we are about ready to get on into game number 2. Looks like the prediction... Is the prediction closed? Yes. So it looks like most people are saying under 10.5 runs for this game. 62% of the votes heading in that direction, while 38% heading for the over. Moosey, are you ready for game number 2?
I'm about as ready as I'll ever be. Let's get it going.
All right, with Harmichael redacted on the mound for the Puerto Rico Ronas and Kanye North on the mound for the California Firehawks. We will see redacted first up on the mound with the California Firehawks bats looking to put up a better performance in this game than the last game. They will get the first look at the ball in the batter's box. Here we go. It's going to be Lutz, McGuire, and Larson leading us off against the pitcher Harmichael redacted. James Lutz will lead us off with a ground out right to left side. Stubby McGuire grounds out to the second baseman man. Now it's going to be Kevin Larson with a base hit into left field. Larson is just on fire this series, already 5 for 5. Billy Nelson will go down on strikes, so despite the single by Kevin Larson, nothing comes around to score. We head to the bottom of the first with no score here in Puerto Rico.
Toronto's coming off of that Game 1 victory. Jose 43 Sr. will lead things off. This guy out to center field. Kanye North will walk. Will Groves will take his place on first base. It'll bring up Alfred Delia. Gonna sky one deep into center field, but it is caught out there by Marco. Big is gonna ground out to short. A quick toss over to second base for the third out. Scoreless here in one. We go top first, see if California can score.
It's going to be Daniel Martinez, the catcher, who grounds out to the first baseman Gross for out number 1. Drew Leahy. Line drive to left center field. That's got a one hop off the wall. Leahy around second, heading for third. Safe. He probably could have stood up for that triple, but a head first dive will secure his spot on the bag. Stern with a fly out to center field, and the throw is going to gun down Leahy. What a great throw by Big Iz as the Firehawks unable to score after getting a triple from Drew Leahy. We head to the bottom of the second, still no score.
Big Iz with the big gun in center field. Nacho Man will get things started here in the bottom of the second with a lead-off single. That'll bring up Ryan Cacao first to short, back to first for a double play. Great defense there. Dennis McLaughlin will swing through strike 3 to end the inning. Firehawks after that they come up and they shut off the fire for the Rockets.
It's going to be Caleb Marco leading off the top of the third. However, Delia is going to drop it in left field. Caleb Marco gets on board with an error. And then Latavius Jackson Jr. is going to launch that 459 feet way out of the park. Firehawks take a 2-0 lead here off of one swing of the bat by Jackson Jr., the right fielder for the Firehawks. The top of the order is going to come back around here to face Harmichael redacted. And James Lutz will get on board with a single, seeing the ball better out of redacted's hand for this at-bat. And he steals second, and with the throwing error by the catcher, will advance to third. Stubby McGuire base hit. That's going to score Lutz, and the Firehawks have now taken a 3-0 lead here in the third, and there is still no outs. It's going to be Kevin Larson, the hot hitter. Base hit, 6 for 6 Larson. McGuire will advance to second, and now it's going to be Billy Nelson, the second baseman, who grounds it to the second baseman, throwing it on to second. Larson breaks up the double play. It will be a fielder's choice for Nelson. Daniel Martinez will watch as Nelson takes second on a stolen base. Down the line and right, Martinez is going to get on board with a base hit. That's going to be a double. Daniel Martinez knocks in 2, and California now has a 5-0 lead. There's still only one out this inning. Harmichael redacted really struggling here in this inning. Drew Leahy will ground out to the first baseman. Styles Stern will do the same, but the California Firehawks have really jumped out in spectacular fashion here in game number 2, taking a 5-0 lead. All 5 runs coming into the top of the third.
They had the string hits together, and that they did. Sam Sung Jr. going to ground out to the shortstop. That'll bring a pin Flanaball. That's a hard hit ball into left center, and that one will be gone. Pin Flanaball, 9-hole hit here. Sends one out of here. That is a run on the board for the Ranas. That's our second home run of the game. After seeing none in game 1, the lineup will turn over. Jose 43 Sr., and he sends one out of here. Back-to-back home runs by the Ranas. They pulled within 3 in an instant.
We jinxed it talking about the RBI singles.
Suddenly the power, somebody flipped a switch to it somewhere.
Yeah.
Will Grove's gonna send one down the line in right. He's chugging around. He will slide in at second with a double. Extra base hits galore here in the third. Alfred Delia gonna swing through one for strike 3. That'll bring up the center fielder. Big is gonna ground one up the middle. Will they send the runner around? They will. Groves comes in to score, and it is now 5-3 here in the third. 2 outs now. Nacho Man gonna ground one to the second baseman. He will run it himself to the bag for the third out. But the Ranas answered with a big inning of their own, yet they still trail by 2. So we go top of the fourth.
Anything can happen in this sim. A game that may have looked tough to reach with a 5-0 lead has now become a 2-run game with the great offense from the Firehawks. Marco got on board with a single, Jackson Jr. flied out, and now it's James Lutz who will ground into a 6-4-3 double play, textbook for the Ranas defense. California still maintains the lead at 5-3 as we head to the bottom of the fourth.
Kanye North still remaining on the mound. Designated hitter Ryan Cacao is going to pop out to the shortstop. They'll bring up Dennis McLaughlin. He's going to ground one over to the third baseman. A close play at the bag, but he will be out. Samsung Jr. going to watch one go past for ball 4. He must take his place on first. Pin Flanable going to ground one to the second baseman, who sprints to the bag for the third out. I feel like these teams are going to score in the same inning, don't you?
Yeah, I think if California scores, Puerto Rico's going to come back and score in the same inning. That we need to keep the symmetry going there. Well, it's not quite symmetrical, but Puerto Rico Ranas are hoping that they can get it back to symmetry. As Stubby McGuire and Kevin Larson will be the first 2 outs of this inning. Larson goes down on strikes, ending the hit streak for this series. And Billy Nelson will fly out to the left fielder. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Harmichael Redacted, who has struggled against these California Firehawks bats, but only in one specific inning.
Top of the lineup here for the Ranas is Jose 43 Sr. will ground out to the shortstop. They'll bring up first baseman Will Groves. High pop up in the infield. Shortstop will snag that one. They'll bring up Delia. Delia's going to get a single up the middle. A little 2-out single here that'll bring up Big Is. Watches strike 3 go past him. That'll end the inning. We continue our streak of both teams scoring only in the same inning.
We'll see if that continues here in the 6th. As we get Daniel Martinez leading us off with a single into center field. It's going to be Drew Leahy, the hot-hitting DH. Rounds that to third, over to second for 1, but no chance on the double play. Martinez breaking up the play with a slide. And that is going to bounce into... that's going to be a ground rule double for Styles Stern. Caleb Marco will follow up with a double of their own, but that one not a ground rule double. That one's an OG. And the Firehawks will extend their lead to 7-3 now. Latavius Jackson Jr. grounds that to the shortstop, but it will be bobbled. Unable to make the throw is the shortstop Flanaball. Foul out by Lutz. Stubby McGuire gets on board with a walk. Now you have bases loaded, 2 outs for a hot-hitting Kevin Larson. Base hit into left. Kevin Larson is just on fire this series. That's going to be a 2-run single for the first baseman. And the Firehawks now lead 9-3. A 6-run lead for California, and they might not be done as Billy Nelson will draw a walk against new pitcher Spruce Butter. Daniel Martinez base hit. The Firehawks have batted around this inning. And coming in safe with a 2 RBI single, Martinez. Larson was the one coming in to score there. Drew Leahy goes down on strikes. 6 runs on 6 hits with 2 runners left on. Firehawks fans very happy with that inning. We'll see if Puerto Rico Ranas will keep the pattern going and if they're going to score here in the bottom of the 6th.
We just talk about the okay, like I'm no physics expert, but that ball just ricocheted sideways.
It was a boomerang
for
ball.
A ground rule double. Strike out Nacho Man, and then Ryan Cacao going to ground out to the second baseman. That'll bring up Dennis McLaughlin. He's going to pop out to third. A 1-2-3 inning here for Kanye North. Pitch count getting a little up there. Might want to turn it over to the bullpen. But, I mean, you have an 11-3 lead going into the 7th. Cannot be mad about that.
Not at all. Spruce Butter back on the mound. We'll get Styles Stern to fly out to center field. Caleb Marco grounds that to second. Nacho Man throws on to first for out number 2. Latavius Jackson Jr. will do the same exact play. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Spruce Butter. And we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Puerto Rico Ranas looking to put a dent in this 8-run lead.
John Camden Jr. going to step in relief. Line shot by Samson Jr. over to the second baseman. Bring up Pin Flanaball. Going to drop one over into left field for a single. I'll bring up Jose 43 Sr. as Flanaball. He's just going to walk to second base. Not even going to throw him out. 43 Sr. going to ground out to the first baseman. A productive out. But a strikeout by Will Groves will end the inning. No runs scored here despite having a free base, essentially, given up.
Spruce Butter back on the mound for the top of the 8th. And we'll immediately get Lutz to line out right to Big Iz. Stubby McGuire ground out to the second baseman Man. Now it's Kevin Larson. High fly ball into right field. But it's a routine grab for 43 Sr. 1-2-3 inning for Spruce Butter. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, Ranas need to put a dent in this 8-run lead here in the 8th. They can't leave it all to the 9th.
Only have 6 outs to work with in this one. Alfred Delia going to ground out to the third baseman. That'll bring up Big Iz. Hard hit ball up the middle. That'll be a single for the center fielder. That'll bring up second baseman Nacho Man. Nacho Man, hard hit ball into center. Ranging out there is Marco. He will make the catch. That'll bring up designated hitter Ryan Cacao. He will get one past the second baseman for a single. Getting runners on base now, just need to score them, but that ain't gonna do it. A strikeout by Dennis McLaughlin puts another 0 on the board for Puerto Rico. They will only have the bottom of the 9th to answer.
And the Firehawks will get a chance to extend that 8-run lead right now. Billy Nelson will strike out. It's going to be Daniel Martinez, the catcher. Grounder to shortstop over to first, and that's out number 2. Drew Leahy, the DH. Grounds that right back to the shortstop, but he's going to beat it out. Leahy reaching first with an infield single. Styles Stern will go down strikes, though, and now we got a very interesting situation for the Puerto Rico Ranas. 8 runs before 3 outs. Can they do it, or will this series tie up at 1?
I've seen bigger innings in my time.
It's
not a great start. Samsung Jr. going to go down on strikes. You have to swing. You can't watch them go by. Hot hitter Pin Flanaball. It's going to line one to the first baseman. That'll bring up Jose 43 Sr. Skies one into left. Backtracking to the track, but it is caught as the California Firehawks will take game 2 by a score of 11-3. Series now tied at 1.
And home crowd disappointed at Puerto Rico as the Ranas unable to get the 2-0 lead here in the World Series. California ties it back up at 1 off the back of some great performances by Daniel Martinez with 4 RBIs and Kevin Larson going 3 for 5 with a couple of RBIs. Marco and Jackson Jr. also tag on a couple. Harmichael Redacted will take the loss while Kanye North will get the win. John Camden Jr., 3 innings save. You don't see that all that often.
My favorite way to get a save.
It is a great way to get a save. Daniel Martinez will be your player of the game for game number 2. We'll go ahead and save and head on over to game number 3. And I'm just going to check the schedule real quick, just make sure we don't see any majors games coming up, which is correct. All we see are minors games, and that's all we're going to be doing in this stream is the Minors World Series. They will have a travel day here, so we'll go ahead and finish off the travel day heading into game number 3. Let's see. I just want to make sure. Just take a look at the major schedule. Okay, good. Still looking all right there. We'll check in with the GMs as we take a look at the head. Well, let's check in before we do the head-to-head. Okay. No. Okay. All right. We'll take a look at the head-to-heads while we're waiting on the Firehawks GMs. we do have a prediction starting over under 1.5 total home runs. Well, if if that was the prediction in Game 1, it would have been the under. If it was the prediction for Game 2, it would have been the over. So we'll see whether we get the power switch flipped on in Game number 3 here or not.
Be
Just ping the
interesting
Firehawks.
to see
You're gonna keep
how.
it kosher, right?
Uh-oh. What's up?
You're gonna keep it kosher, right? None of the weird vibe stuff.
What do you mean by weird vibes?
I'm not worried about Moosey. I'm worried about you, AJ.
What do you mean?
Just gonna say it's my turn to cause trouble. Anyway, you guys have fun.
All
See you
right.
later.
Thank you. Derek Rogers Jr. hopping in to say hello.
That's what I get for interrupting y'all stream. But I mean,
It's
to be
true.
fair, you guys were doing some absolute chaos that game. So, I mean, the only chaos we've seen is an animation error.
That's true. So as the total home runs over under 1.5 prediction continues, and we wait to see if there are any changes for these two teams, we do have some player notes. So we're going to cover one pitcher and one batter per team per game. We have six total per team over 5 games. So looking at these two teams, I think someone really big to keep an eye on already proving themselves. Kevin Larson. Like, the first baseman is just popping off this series. He's, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 7 for 9 in the past 2 games.
It's pretty crazy. He had a really good regular season as well. Speaking of the Firehawks, they would like to see some stamina, please.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We will go ahead and let's see. Can we just click that and see it? Ooh, this is here. We'll go ahead and cancel and just go into California Firehawks wanting to see stamina for their pitchers. Mrs. Dirk is at 58%. Kanye North at 26% exhausted. And James Gordon, the scheduled starter, at 100% rested. There you go. And Ranas also want to check stamina.
One team wants to check stamina, and the other team is like, "Oh, let's see it anyway."
Yeah, might as well, right? Becky Quinn at 54%, slightly tired. Harmichael Redacted at 27% exhausted. And M.A. Ryder, the scheduled starter for game number 3, at 100% rested. Let me know if you guys need any changes. We'll head on back to the head-to-heads as we I keep talking about Kevin Larson, who has been having a great season. Larson, one of the core batters that leads this Dynamite Firehawks lineup. He's claimed the triple crown within his team, leading in batting average, home runs, and RBI this season. 340 batting average, 23 home runs, and 86 RBI. He also has an impressive postseason stat line, batting 383 with an OPS above 1.000. I think that 383 has probably gone up after the excuse me.
A little bit.
And looking at the on the side of the Puerto Rico Ranas, Becky Quinn, as we mentioned, the starter for game number 1, looked dominant. Becky has pitched in 3 games against the Firehawks on the season. She was quite effective, allowing just 5 earned runs in 18 innings pitched on the season. Against the Firehawks, Quinn was dominant on opening day, earning a win against the Firehawks by pitching 7 innings of 1-run ball and holding the Firehawks to just 8 base runners during their performance. So a fairly similar outing for Becky Quinn against the Firehawks in game number 1 versus compared to the opening day game. Let's see. We'll want to look at the stamina again, including Beckett after this game. Okay. But after this game, so all right, sounds good. Looks like we are about ready to get on into game number 3. It's going to be the Puerto Rico Ranas and the California Firehawks tied at 1, which means this will at least go to a game 5. So we got at least 3 more games on our hands here, maybe more. We'll see as the series goes on. But Moosey, you are going to be first up with the Puerto Rico Ranas lineup against James Gordon. Are you ready to get on into game?
Let's get it.
All right, here we go. Take us away.
Here we are in California. James Gordon, your starting pitcher, Jose 43 senior, will ground out to the shortstop. That'll bring up Will Groves. Will Groves will go long over into left field. That is a home run, starting things off. And the bidders are already holding their breath. As it was only a 1.5 here, and we already have one. So unders, the minority in this one, really clutching their purses. A fly out to center by Delia, and that'll bring up big is high fly ball into left center field, but it will be caught out there. But Puerto Rico takes a 1-0 lead. This is looking eerily similar to game 1 already, with California scoring in the first.
And we'll see if California will score in the first of this game as well. James Lutz will draw a walk. Stubby McGuire, the third baseman, high fly ball to center field. Big is taking care of it out there. One away, runner on first for Kevin Larson. Check swing, and that will be a walk awarded to Kevin Larson. Good eye by the first baseman. Billy Nelson, the second baseman, grounds that back to the pitcher. Over to second for one, over to first, and that is a 1-4-3 double play. Great defense by the Puerto Rico Raws there to turn 2 and keep California from scoring. We head to the top of the second, excuse me.
Nacho Man's gonna strike out. This one will bring up Ryan Cacao. Will ground out to the second baseman. Bring up Dennis McLaughlin. He ground out over to the pitcher, over to first for a 1-2-3 inning for James Gordon.
That was honestly just a tongue tie.
Somebody please clip that.
Deo Martinez is going to start this one off with a ground out, and Styles Stern will draw a 4-pitch walk. We have runner on first with one away, and it's Drew Leahy, the DH, who's going to ground into a fielder's choice. Catcher Finkman threw on to second for that out, and a steal attempt will result in success for Leahy. Gets on, it's over to second, and Caleb Marco will drive home Leahy with a RBI single. California Firehawks have tied this one up 1-1, and Latavius Jackson Jr. will get on board with a single. We have first and second with 2 outs. James Lutz, high fly ball into right center field. It's going to be Big Is roaming over for it, taking care of it for out number 3. We head to the top of the third. Game tied at 1.
Okay, I'm not saying this is deja vu, but game 1 literally started with this exact same scoreboard. Just the teams were flipped. That'll be a lead-off single here for Finkman. That'll bring up pin flying ball deep into right field. Drops it just shy of the track. For an out. Hard hit ball, just gonna turn and watch it fly. Jose 43 senior is gonna launch a 2-run home run into right field. And put the runner. Oh. AJ, what have you done?
All right, we're good.
Will Groves gonna line out to center field. That'll bring up Delia. Gonna swing through 1 for strike 3. Ranas put up 2 with a 2-run home run, and that'll immediately pay out the overs on our betting line.
It's going to be Stubby McGuire who leads off the bottom of the third here with a ground out. Kevin Larson will do the same. Ground out to third baseman, ground out to shortstop. Billy Nelson goes down on strikes. Can't complete the pattern of going around the horn with the ground outs. And that will be a strikeout to end the inning. Puerto Rico still leads 3-1 as we head to the top of the fourth. They'll look to extend it.
Big is going to go down swinging. That's strike 3. That'll be the first out. Going to bring up Nacho Man. Slow pitch coming in. He fell for it, swinging through it for strike 3. That'll bring up to the plate the designated hitter, Ryan Cacao. He's going to watch one go for ball 4. He'll take his base, a 2-out walk here. We'll bring up Dennis McLaughlin. Hard hit ball into left field, and that one will be gone. 423 feet to left field. Dennis McLaughlin puts up another pair on another home run. All the home runs for the Ranas scored on the long ball. We'll bring up Sneed Finkman. High fly ball into left field, and it will be caught out there for out number 3. It is 5-1 Puerto Rico. All their runs coming off of home runs. We head bottom of the fourth. California needs to answer.
And we'll We'll see if they do. Daniel Martinez will ground out for out number 1. And it's going to be Styles Stern with a deep drive into left field all the way down the third base line. Just winds up fair. A solo homer for Styles Stern, the shortstop. And that will put this game at 5-2. California Firehawks on the comeback trail. And it's going to be Drew Leahy, the DH, up next. Grounder to the third baseman, over to first. Quick out there, and now it's going to be Caleb Marco, the center fielder, who skies that almost into shallow left center. Stays in the infield as Flanaball will make the grab. 5-2 Ranas as we head to the top of the 5th.
James Gordon remaining in this one. This pin Flatterball is going to sky one into center field. I'll bring up Jose 43 senior. He's going to take a full count walk. Stands on first. Will he take off? He does. He slides in, but he will be thrown out. Slid with the foot first. Probably not the right decision. That one is Will Groves will draw a walk. That'll bring up Delia. Delia going to ground out to the second baseman for the third out. Finally, Rana's base stealers have been cut down. Very aggressive base run in there.
Latavius Jackson Jr. will get a base hit rolling all the way down the left field line into the corner. He'll get there. He'll get to second safely with a double. That's going to be a wild pitch. Jackson Jr. advances to third. Lutz with a high fly ball into left. Jackson Jr. is tagging. He's headed for home, and he's going to make it there easily. 5-3 now as the Firehawks continue to chip away at that 5-run lead. It's now 5-3, only a 2-run lead for the Rana. Stubby McGuire ground out to first baseman. And Kevin Larson, base hit. He continues the hit streak. He has hit safely in every single game of the World Series now. Billy Nelson, grounder to second, over to first, and that's going to be out number 3. We head to the top of the 6th with the Puerto Rico Ranas leading 5-3. California Firehawks are making a stab at it, though.
Starter still remains in here for the Firehawks as Big Iz will ground out to the third baseman. Bring up Nacho Man. Pops one up. The catcher runs all the way to the pitching mound to pick that one up. A ground out, but it is bobbled by the second baseman. They will rule that a hit for Ryan Cacao. Des McLaughlin, who went yard his last at-bat, will ground out to the second baseman for out number 3. It is still 5-3. We go bottom 6.
Both teams with 5 hits in this one. Puerto Rico just making more out of their hits. Daniel Martinez will get a base hit, though, and change that hit tie to a hit lead for the Firehawks. They still trail the Ranas in runs, though. Styles Stern grounded out, and Drew Leahy will watch as a passed ball or wild pitch. That one got by the catcher. Martinez will advance to second. Drew Leahy will get a RBI single, bringing home Martinez. So the wild pitch or pass ball, whichever one it was, proves costly for the Ranas, as this is now a 1-run ball game. Stolen base for Drew Leahy. He's on second. Caleb Marco will go yard, and the California Firehawks will take the lead for the first time this game. 6-5. California now leads off of the 405-foot home run by Caleb Marco. And now it's going to be Latavius Jackson Jr. with the base paths empty and 1 out, right to Dennis McLaughlin for out number 2. James Lutz will ground it to McLaughlin, over to first, out number 3. California scores 3 to take a 1-run lead. We head to the top of the 7th. Puerto Rico looking to take that lead back.
Steve Finkman going to step up, going to ground one over to the shortstop. Has to make a strong throw, but the catchers are a little bit slow. That'll bring up Pin Flanaball. He's going to ground out to the second baseman. That'll bring up Jose 43 senior, the new pitcher in the game, Carlos Crashwagon. My boy Cement Hands will pick up a 1-2-3 inning.
Spruce Butter, who entered the game last inning, will re-enter and stay on the mound. Stubby McGuire will get a base hit into right field, and Kevin Larson will foul out. It's going to be Billy Nelson, the second baseman, who goes down on strikes. And Daniel Martinez with a runner on first and 2 away. We'll launch that into left field. It's going deep, but the left fielder is going to track it and put the glove on Adelia, almost back to the warning track for that one. Firehawks still maintain their lead 6-5. They don't improve it here in this inning. Puerto Rico looking to change it in the top of the 8th.
A grounder gets past the diving second baseman. That'll be a leadoff single for Will Groves. Alfred Delia going to go down on strikes for the first out of the inning. Big is and a diving catch out there by the center fielder. Likely saves a run, but a pitch gets away from the catcher. Now move. Nacho Man gonna get a single, and this game is tied. That pass ball comes to haunt them. So move a runner to second, and a single drives him in. Ryan Cacao, Nacho Man gonna go for second. Will steal, running up the designated hitter. He'll swing through it for strike 3 to end the inning, but we are tied at 6 in the 8th. As we go bottom 8.
This is a crucial game for both these teams with the series tied at 1. Style Stern will get on board with a single. Whoever wins this game, as Drew Leahy walks first and second, no outs, whoever wins this game will take the 2-1 series lead and only needs to win 2 of the last 4 to take the title home. Caleb Marco flies out, but the runner advances to third. Latavius Jackson Jr. will ground into a double play. Score still tied at 6. We head to the top of the 9th. Puerto Rico looking to break this 6-run tie.
Top of the 9th, Aaron Beckett on the mound. Going to get a comeback or two. I'm going to toss over to first for the first out. A single up the middle by Finkman. 1 out. Go ahead run remains on first. Pin Flannable going to sky one. Second baseman will catch it just on the infield grass. A grounder up the middle, and they're not going to throw. Jose 43 Sr. just a little too fast. And a line shot to the third baseman by Groves. We go to the bottom of the 9th. We are in walk-off territory, ladies and gentlemen.
And we'll see if the Firehawks can do it. It's going to be Lutz McGuire and the hot-hitting Larson. Lutz will ground out to the left side. Stubby McGuire will do the same. Quick ground out to the third baseman. Now it's Kevin Larson, the hot-hitting first baseman, who launches a base hit into left field. Runner on first with 2 outs for Billy Nelson. California looking to win it here. Puerto Rico hoping we go to extras, and we will go to extras on the fielder's choice by Billy Nelson. Still tied up at 6, and we head to the top of the 10th. Free baseball time. Puerto Rico up to bat first.
Aaron Beckett still remaining on the mound. He might be getting a little tired. Will induce a ground out by Dealer. That'll bring up Big Is. Also going to ground out to the shortstop. That'll bring Nacho Man to the plate. Swing through one for strike 3. A 1-2-3 inning here for the star reliever, who playoff ERA is a little ridiculous. Let's see California can respond.
Daniel Martinez will ground out to the shortstop for out number 1. Style Stern, the shortstop. We get a base hit, and now we have a runner on first with 1 away for Drew Leahy, the hot-hitting DH. Runner second, over to second for 1, back over to first, double play. Great defense by the Ranas. And we head to the top of the 11th. We are still going here in extras in game number 3.
Oh god, Girk Biglet, your new relief pitcher, is going to get Ryan Cacao out swinging for out number 1.
I don't think
I'll bring up Dennis McLaughlin. He's going to fly one into left center field, out number 2. That'll bring up Sneed Finkman. Finkman going to ground out to the second baseman. A 1-2-3 inning here for the relief pitcher, Girk Biglet.
I don't think I've seen that one. I think that's the first time I've seen this one.
I've never seen this man a day in my life.
Girk Biglet. Marin Rodriguez entering their 4th inning of work as Caleb Marco grounds out to the shortstop. Latavius Jackson Jr., the right fielder. Sky that right to Big Is for out number 2. And now it's James Lutz. Grounder second, over to first. We're heading to the 12th. Still tied at 6.
Bullpens are going to be tested in this one, but good thing it's the minors and you have bots on your side.
It's true.
With both teams' aces pitching in the next game.
Bots like Girk Biglet.
Yeah. Pin Flannable going to go down on strikes. The lineup will turn over. That'll bring up Jose 43 Sr. He's going to drop one into right field for a 1-out single. If that got past the right fielder, that could have been a double. And 43 Sr. is off and running. He will be... Oh, he's out! Just got him on the dive.
Wow.
What a play by the covering Second baseman. Wow.
So let
He
him.
dove head first this time, but he's still out. Come on, Van. Gotta go fast.
Stubby McGuire up now with a base hit into center field. So Lenham 25 in the chat mentions is now 1:35 game time here. 1:35 a.m. as Ash Winstein enters the game. Billy Nelson with a base hit. Both teams going to be pretty tired tomorrow. Not exhausted, just sleepy from staying up so late as Nelson goes down and strikes. Daniel Martinez base hit. Will this end the game on the walk-off? It will! Daniel Martinez run scoring single. California Firehawks are going to take game number 3 and take a 2-1 lead in the series after 12 innings of baseball. My goodness, 15-10 on the hit counter. 3 hits for Kevin Larson, Style Stern, 3 RBIs for Caleb Marco. Jose 43 Sr., the right fielder for Uranas, had a good day, 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs. McLaughlin had a couple of RBIs. Spruce Butter blows the save. Marin Rodriguez takes the loss. Aaron Beckett blows the save on the side of California, and Girk Biglett will get the win. Look at that, Girk Biglett with a 0.0 ERA.
I forget who was talking trash in chat. Hold on, Sloth, take it back. Take everything you said back. Girk Biglett, he's your new closer now.
Girk Biglett, amazing. Style Stern, the player of the game. And that is going to end it for game number 3. That one's
Actually,
in the books.
everybody needs to see Stamina. That
Yes.
one a while.
Ron Swan bullpen stamina. So we'll go ahead and advance the day first, so that would give you some accurate information here. Let's see. Anyone in particular, or just go down the line, Dr. K? We'll just go down the line until you stop me. Spruce Butter is at 40%. Marin Rodriguez at 4%.
I actually finally understood the name Spruce Butter. Like it finally hit me. It's a reference to Bruce Sutter, a Hall of Fame relief pitcher. It finally hit me one. It finally clicked after all these years.
Oh my goodness. Marin Rodriguez at 4% after 4 innings of work in relief. Ash Winstein is at 91%. Jared Atkins at 87% for relief pitcher, 58% for starter. Andrew Paw is 100%. We haven't seen him yet this series. Mazzarelli we haven't seen this series, so he's at 100%. Same thing with Fernando Jose. Ranto Moon, same thing. And same thing with Jenkins Liver. So there you go for the bullpen stamina, Dr. K. Let me know if you need anything changed. Firehawks, also let me know if you want anything changed. They said stamina, so we will do that. They said specifically Beckett they wanted to see. Beckett is at 0% after their outing today in relief. Is there anyone else in particular you wanted to look at? Let's see. Ronas have some changes. Firehawks are typing, so I'll let them type out. I'm moving Marin Rodriguez to middle relief. I'm assuming normal usage, Dr. K. Let me know if you need that changed. Ash to stopper. 7th and close. 7th and close. Yep, normal usage. Okay, so right now we have Marin Rodriguez at middle relief normal usage and Ash Winstein at stopper 7th and close game. Let me know if you need any more changes. We'll go back to the Firehawks real quick, who want to see Dirk's stamina. Dirk is at 100%. Mrs. Dirk, Beckett, we showed is at 0%. Camden and Biglett. Camden is at 78% rested. Girk Biglett is at 67% rested. Ron say looks good. All right, cool. Anything from the Firehawks? We can keep going on the. We'll just keep going here. Crash Wagon at 76%. Sloth Nation at 100%. Tahini Lord hasn't been seen yet. Diamond Arms hasn't been seen yet. Shaggy Tipton hasn't been seen yet. Brian Wilson hasn't been seen yet. And Carl Wilson hasn't been seen yet. So those are all at 100%. Crash to stopper. And 7th and close. High leverage. Camden to high leverage for the second. So I'm guessing you mean the secondary like this. Changing to high leverage. Oh, eighth and close. Okay. Eighth and close for Carlos. So right now we have Crash Wagon at stopper, eighth and close game, high leverage, and we have John Camden Jr. at middle relief, used more often, high leverage. Let me know if that's good or if you need more changes. I am happy to do so. It looks like they're typing Beckett to none specified, avoid high. Oh, I did miss that. Thank you for pointing that out. Beckett to none specified, avoid high leverage. And I'm assuming you want this one changed to nothing, right? Because we have avoid high leverage and high leverage. I feel like that's contradictory. I'm going to change it to nothing, but let me know if you want that changed to something else. It'd be funny to see to see what happens with avoid high leverage and high leverage.
Oh God.
Okay, looks like Firehawks are good. Ranas are good. Last chance for both of you to make any changes. We'll go to this the head-to-head and start talking about some players. But if you
Wow,
guys,
Sloth, I see how it is.
um, but if you guys have any more changes you need to make, now's the time to make them. Let me know. Let us know. But looking at, we do have a prediction started, so everyone who is watching, go make your prediction whether the total strikeouts is going to be over or under 12.5. Got about a minute 45 left to make those predictions. And looking at these two teams, we do have some more player notes. Let's take a look at Style Stern for the California Firehawks. Stern has had a subpar regular season this year, but during the postseason, he has just been hitting the seams off of baseball. Baseball is hitting .391 with 3 dingers over the last 7 games he has played, and also boasts an incredible postseason OPS of 1.073 with 188 OPS plus WRC plus. Starting pitcher Mrs. Dirk, as the wife of Demons legend Dirk Diglett and current ace for the Firehawks, it's only natural that she absolutely deals against opposing batters in the playoffs. Her 1.73 ERA over 26 innings pitched this postseason makes her one of the most reliable starting pitchers that the Firehawks can go to, and her 2.54 ERA plus only helps add to that argument. We saw a kind of rough start from Mrs. Dirk in Game 1. We'll see if she'll be able to bounce back. On the side of Puerto Rico, William Groves has brought power to the matchup with the Firehawks. Groves hit 3 home runs in 4 games against the Firehawks and slugged .540 for the season series. Groves was very consistent in these matchups, managing at least 1 hit in 10 of the 12 games. And then Pin Flanaball went 12 for 42 against the Firehawks this season. Their slash line against the Firehawks was slightly above average as the shortstop produced a 286, 362, 452 line in those 12 games. Well, Moosey, any additional thoughts? It looks like both the Firehawks and Ranas are good and ready for game number 4, but do you have anything you would like to add?
Yeah, coming after that really long extra innings game that went into the morning, both teams are going to need their ace to go as long as possible, especially since their top relievers are resting after a long outing yesterday. Notably, Spruce Butter and Aaron Beckett are likely not going to make an appearance in this game. So they really have to lean on their best pitchers, and if it gets to the bullpen, might see some explosion in the offense.
Oh, we might see another top reliever in Girk Biglett, though. They weren't quite.
I mean, yeah, Dirk Biglett, relief pitcher of the year. That is all.
I'm waiting for those votes to appear on the awards stream. Make it happen, Miners GMs. Girk Biglett for relief pitcher of the year.
It's a shame I already voted, otherwise I would have put Dirk Biglett.
Oh man!
Dang, curses me in being, on top of things.
Alrighty, well we'll see if we see Girk Biglett in this matchup, but we have Game 4 ready for you. Puerto Rico Ranas are looking to tie this series up at 2. California looking to take their 3rd win in the World Series. Who's going to take the win here? We'll find out. Moosey, are you ready for game number 4? You'll be starting us off with the Ranas bats against Mrs. Dirk.
Let's go.
All right, take it away.
Back here again in California, Mrs. Dirk will be on the mound. Jose 43 Sr. going to line one to the shortstop. That'll bring up Will Groves. A slow dribbler to the second baseman. An easy throw out there for out number 2. That'll bring up Alfred Dealey. He's going to get a 2-out single. Splitting the middle infielders. That'll bring up Big Is. Hard hit ball into left center field, but it will die just short of the track. Balls are not flying like they were in the last game. So we'll head bottom 1, California up to bat.
It'll be Lutz, McGuire, and Larson due up. Lutz launches that into right field. 43 Senior makes the catch. Looked like over the shoulder. Stubby McGuire will ground out to the second baseman, and now it's Kevin Larson, the first baseman. Grounder to first, over to the pitcher who's covering, and Becky Quinn gets the Firehawks bats to go 1, 2, 3. Head to the top of the second with no runs scored.
Nacho Man will lead things off, but he will lead things off with a strikeout. That will bring to the plate the designated hitter Ryan Cacao. Gonna ground one down the line. Third baseman picks it up on a hop. Will toss over for out number 2. Hard hit, high fly ball into center field, but it will be caught out there by Marco. They're out number 3. 1, 2, 3 inning here for Mrs. Dirk, who is rolling.
And it's going to be Billy Nelson due up first for the Firehawks. Quick ground out to the first baseman, Daniel Martinez now. Go down on strikes, the knuckle curve, sending Daniel Martinez back to the bench unhappy. And it's going to be Style Stern, the shortstop, with the base paths empty and 2 away. High pop fly, caught by the shortstop. 1, 2, 3. Firehawks bats go down quietly once again. No score here in California as we head to the top of the third.
Bring up the catcher Sam Sung Jr. Going to ground one to the third baseman. Makes a great throw for out number 1. Pin Flanimal going to watch one go by for strike 3 on the outside. Lineup will flip over as we will go to right fielder Jose 43 Sr. Ranas. And that ball is laced into right center field. That'll be a home run for the old man who's young at heart, Jose 43 Sr. He's having one heck of a playoffs here. OPS over 1,000. Will Grove's going to get one past the glove of the shortstop. 42-out single. That'll bring up Delia. Delia going to take a walk. Runners on first and second now with 2 outs. Bring up Big Is. Big Is going to ground over to the third baseman. Going to toss it to second for the 3rd out. The inning could have spiraled out of control, but just leaving it to 1 run surrendered.
And it's going to be Drew Leahy, who flies out to the left fielder. Caleb Marco will fly out as well, right to the right fielder. Latavius Jackson Jr., do we get a fly out to center field to see the trifecta? No, we do not. It's a base hit. First hit of the ball game for the California Firehawks. They have a man on first with 2 outs. Lutz, though, will ground out to the pitcher to end the inning. So despite that single, no runs come across as Puerto Rico maintains their 1-0 lead. We head to the top of the 4th. We'll see if they can make it more.
Nacho Man going to lead things off, and he's going to lead things off with a single over the head of shortstop. They'll bring to the plate Ryan Cacao. Nacho Man's going to take off for second. He dives in safely. Cacao is going to take a walk. Runners are now on first and second. Nobody out, and Dennis McLaughlin to the plate. That ball is laced into right center field, but it will be caught by the center fielder. Runner will tag from second base. Now it's runners on first and third, and that'll be a single up the middle by Samsung Jr. So score Nacho Man from third, putting their lead to 2-0. They'll bring up Pin Flanaball. Watch this one go by, strike 3. That'll be the 2nd out of the inning. Hot hitter now, Jose 43 Sr. Gonna lace one down the line in left. It'll be a double. Are they gonna send him? No, just the 1 run's gonna come in. No first to home here for the catcher. It's a little slow. That'll be a single into left by Will Groves. That's gonna score 1. That's gonna score them both. It's a 4-run inning here. They're still 2 away. For Delia, fly ball into deep center field. It will be caught for out number 3, but the Ranas put up a crooked number in the top of the 4th, making it 5-0. California needs to answer. They're going to be down deep.
And Ranas really want to take game 4 here to tie it back up. Stubby McGuire will get a base hit to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Kevin Larson grounds into a double play. And now it's Billy Nelson grounder short over to first, out number 3. So Becky Quinn faces the minimum amount of batters. One base hit for California, but no runs. Score is still 5-0 as we head to the top of the 5th.
We'll bring up Big Is. Going to get one over the shortstop's head. He probably could have grabbed that if he jumped. Got to put a little bit of effort in there. Nacho Man going to step up. High fly ball into center field. It will be caught for out number 1. Brings up Ryan Cacao. Watch this one go by for strike 3. Will be the second out of the inning. Dennis McLaughlin going to ground one to the second baseman. Tosses over to first for the third out. This is Zerk settled down a little bit after that inning. Still let a few base runners on, but is still rolling in this game.
Daniel Martinez up first, and that is going to get over the head of the center fielder. Daniel Martinez safe at second with a double. Styles Stern, the shortstop. Fly ball into left, routine grab for Delia, out number 1. Runner in scoring position with 1 out for Drew Leahy, grounder to first, and Groves will step on the bag himself for out number 2. Caleb Marco goes down on strikes, so the runner gets stranded at third, 90 feet from the plate. Firehawks unable to bring him in to score, and it's still 5-0 Puerto Rico.
Samson Jr. going to go down on strikes to start the 6th inning off. That'll bring up Pin Flanaball. It's also going to go down on strikes. It'll bring up the lineup turning over. It is a strikeout inning for Mrs. Dirk. Takes him down 1, 2, 3, all on strikes. Nice little comeback there for Mrs. Dirk after giving up all those runs.
Tavius Jackson Jr. will follow suit with a strikeout of their own. Becky Quinn with their 3rd strikeout of the game. They'll face James Lutz for the 3rd time this game. A shallow fly out into center field. The shortstop tracking back for that one. Flanaball taking care of it. Stubby McGuire will fly out to left, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Becky Quinn. Dueling pitchers in the 6th. As we head to the top of the 7th, we'll see if that continues.
Diamond Arms relief pitcher for California will take the mound. He will get a ground out of Will Groves. Bring up Delia. Pops out, third baseman catches it just behind the bat, and then he'll bring up Big Is. Got a ground out to third. Good throw over, 1-2-3 inning for Diamond Arms and the Firehawks. They need to score some runs in this game if they want to take a 3-1 lead.
It's going to be Kevin Larson up first against Becky Quinn in the 7th. And Larson will get on board with a single. Billy Nelson, the second baseman, grounder to third, over to second for 1, over to first, and that is a turn to double play. 5-4-3. Daniel Martinez will fly out to left. And once again, Becky Quinn faces the minimum amount of batters of 3. And we head to the top of the 8th. Still 5-0 Ranas.
Nacho Man stepping up to lead off the inning. He will lead things off with a ground out to short. It'll bring up Ryan Cacao. High fly ball into right center, but it is caught out there by Jackson Jr. That ball is laced into right center, but fielders out there got a good jump on it. We're out number 3, a 1-2-3 inning here again for Diamond Arms. Keeping his team in it, just need the bats to follow suit.
Styles Stern up now, and that's going to get over the head of the third baseman. Styles Stern on board with a single. Drew Leahy, the DH, grounds that to first, over to second for 1, back over to first, not in time. That'll be a fielder's choice as they try to turn 2 but are unsuccessful. But B.J. Johnson, the left fielder, pinch hitting, will ground into the double play. And that is going to remain a 5-0 ball game as we head to the top of the 9th. Puerto Rico up now.
Diamond Arms in their 3rd inning of work is going to walk Samsung Jr. That'll bring up Pin Flanaball. Going to ground out to the second baseman. Just going to be a fielder's choice. They are going to walk Jose 43 Sr. Not sure if it was intentional or not to be the hitter. And we have a double steal.
Ooh.
They are both safe. Runs out first and second here now. Will Grove's going to go down on strikes. Ignacio Slothnesian, that's a mouthful of a name, is now into pitch. Alfred Delia going to get one past the second baseman. Is going to be a 2-run single. Scoring 43 and Flannable. Bringing their lead up to 7. That is a line shot to center field for out number 3. The Firehawks need to get anything going as they are down 7 going to the bottom of the 9th.
Latavius Jackson Jr. strikes out, and I think it's safe to say that the Firehawks' confidence is not that great going into the bottom of the 9th here. 7-run lead for Puerto Rico. California can do it, though, but they need to get some offense started now. Lutz with a deep fly ball, just shy of the track Big Is, puts the glove on it. And with 2 outs, it's going to be Stubby McGuire, grounder to second, over to first. Game, set, match, as Puerto Rico is going to set up the best of 3 match remaining in the series. 2-2 as Puerto Rico ties up the series with a score of 7-0, dominant fashion for the Ranas, taking down the Firehawks. Their bats were just firing on all cylinders today, especially that top of the order. Look at those top 3 batters, all with 2 hits, all with 2 RBI. California only amounts 5 hits in the entirety of the game and no walks. Becky Quinn with a complete game shutout, going 9 innings, giving up only those 5 hits. Mrs. Dirk takes the loss. Player of the game, of course, is going to be Becky Quinn. Anytime you have a complete game shutout on the mound, your manager is going to be smiling. And look at that, Caleb Marco I was wondering why they had a pinch hitter.
I was wondering that too.
He was ejected in the 5th inning for arguing a strike call.
The frustration was definitely mounting in that one. They couldn't get anything off of Quinn, and then ended up with a player getting ejected. Not great. Not great.
Well, we were looking at 12.5 strikeouts. The unders are going to have it as there are 12 total strikeouts, 8 for the Puerto Rico Ranas, 4 for California. So the under wins the bet. And we are tied up in the series 2-2. I'll go ahead and save the game real quick here, and we will advance so that any stamina checks will be accurate. Firehawks Ranas, any changes? Stamina check, says Dr. K. Okay, we can do that. Although I'm not sure that anything's really going to change all that much. I mean, people will recover, but Becky Quinn, the only pitcher
your relief pitchers are doing pretty good right now.
Yeah.
I did say both teams needed their starters to go as long as possible, and Puerto Rico got that out of their starter, going a complete game shutout. Almost had the Maddox, but just couldn't pull that one out.
Very close, though. Spruce Butter is 56%, Dr. K. Ash Winstein is at 95%. Jared Atkins, 100% rested for starting pitcher, 96% rested for relief pitcher. Marin Rodriguez at 51%. Paw hasn't been used. I don't think any of the rest of these have been used, so they all should be at 100%. Yeah, all the rest of them are at 100%. So there's those top 4 for you. Anything else from either team? Ranas, Firehawks, let me know. Okay, we do have a change for the Ranas. Move Ash to middle relief. Use more often. Move Rodriguez to stopper. 7th and close. Alright, so we have Ash at middle relief, use more often. And we have Rodriguez at stopper, 7th and close. You are welcome. Let me know if you have any other changes you want to make. Slothface, I will check that stamina, but I resent that you are apologizing to me. This is my job to do these changes, so there is no need to apologize.
No, apologize.
We are more than happy to check Aaron Beckett's stamina. 22% exhausted for starting pitching, 33% for relief pitching. Let me know if you want anything changed or if you want to see the stamina of any other pitcher.
Yeah, he went a lot. I think he threw like 50 pitches or something like that in his last appearance. You can check that if you actually click them.
Let's see.
I believe that.
Yep,
2 days ago, 52 pitches. Yep, that'll do it.
Yep. Yeah, that's gonna do it for sure.
Yeesh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because with this matchup, you have two pitcher of the year candidates in Becky Quinn and Mrs. Dirk going against each other. But then you also have two relief pitcher of the year candidates in Aaron Beckett and Spruce Butter going against each other, which I think is very interesting. Both teams have really lent on their pitching throughout the season, and it's gonna be it's gonna be fun to see the results of the voting.
Firehawks asked for the star stamina. James Gordon is at 26%. Kanye North is fully rested and ready for their start. And then Mrs. Dirk is exhausted after their start. So
I am not going to comment on the MVP candidacy of Kevin Larson. I do believe he will more than likely win Silver Slugger at his position, but my biases towards MVP lie with a certain team. That's just me.
I think Larson has a good chance for World Series MVP. He's having a
Oh,
great
absolutely.
series.
He's got a hitting streak going in the World Series.
Yeah. All right, Firehawks are
The
good. Ranas are good. So I think we're all set. We'll head back to the scores. Real quick, I'm going to check the schedule just to make sure that we don't have any majors games coming up. Looks like 10:13 is the first game, and we are still on track for that, so we should be all set. Looking at these head-to-heads, some more information from the stat team. Looking at one batter and one pitcher and one batter per team per game, but we wouldn't have enough if we kept going with that streak. Prediction has started, so be sure to make your prediction. Who wins? Who wins this game in particular, not the World Series in total. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any more predictions. Who wins this game, Puerto Rico Ranas or the California Firehawks? Looking at the California Firehawks, do have, let's see. I'll take a look at Billy Nelson, MVP for the semifinals. Nelson hopes to continue his hot streak using his fast legs and good eye. He has swiped 38 bags during the regular season and had more walks than strikeouts. Nelson will surely be another big bat to watch out for in this series. Nelson not having too great of a series so far. You can see the little cold icon there. Been striking out quite a bit. Looking at their last 4 games, they're actually hitless. So they did not continue that
oh
hot streak from the semifinals, unfortunately. But there's still some baseball to play, at least 2 more games. So we'll see if Billy Nelson can crack that hitless streak against the Ranas pitching. Looking at speaking of the Ranas, Harmichael Redacted has had 3 quality starts against California this regular season. They pitched 20.2 innings pitched and allowed 5 earned runs, including 7 innings of shutout ball on May 27th. Looking at their previous game against the Firehawks, not so good. 5 innings, 5 earned runs, giving up 9 hits and a home run, only striking out 2. So we'll see. So they're on the redemption tour as well. So keep an eye out for Harmichael Redacted and Billy Nelson, who are looking to kind of change their fortune, change their fate in this series, and we'll see. We'll see if they are able to do that. Prediction has closed. 61% in favor of the Firehawks, 39% in favor of the Ranas. 5 people on both sides, so just more channel points going towards the Firehawks. Moosey, any thoughts on Game 5?
Game 5 is always a fun game, especially when you're tied 2-2, because it's going to set the tone for the rest of the series. It's just a best of 3 now. Redacted got lit up in his last start, and Kanye North had a really good appearance, even though he's had a bit of trouble against Puerto Rico in the regular season series, giving up having a 5 ERA against the team. So it's going to be interesting to see how California responds to that game, getting shut out. It's especially just being the night before. They're still at home. They still have that advantage. They can still make everything happen. They're not limited by the amount of innings that they are given. So they just have to lean on their guys and do what they did in game 2 and just keep stringing hits together. They seem to be going a lot more for the long ball. Especially this last game, there was a lot of hard hit balls, but stuff just was not flying out.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to go back to what worked well in game 2 and just small ball the whole way through. Just keep getting hits. They walked a fair bit in game 3. They just got to go back to the basics, to the fundamentals of this game. They're doing too much.
Absolutely. We've mentioned that this is basically now a best of 3. I should probably do the introduction again. Welcome one and all to the PvE stream, season 30, Miners World Series. We have a best of 3 series for you today. The first team to win 2 games is going to take home the World Series title. And just to make things interesting, we also have decreased stamina for some of the players, but don't worry about it too much. We're starting with Harmichael Redacted and Kanye North on the mounds for these 2 teams in the best of 3 set, game number 5 of the Miners World Series. Moosey, are you ready to take us into game?
Let's get it going.
All right, take it away.
Game 5, the swing game of the World Series. Gonna start off with a lead-off infield single by Jose 43 Sr. It's gonna be a ground out to second. Short back to first, a double play turned by California. Hard hit ball lined over into right field. Has to reach out with the glove. Get side retired.
It's going to be let's do up for the Firehawks here in the bottom of the first. Quick ground out to shortstop, Stubby McGuire now. We'll ground out to the third baseman, and that's a quick 1-2. Will it be 3 against Kevin Larson? No, it's going to be a walk. Missed with the circle change as Redacted issues that 2-out walk. Billy Nelson, fly ball into right field, and it is caught by the right fielder 43 Sr. No runs and no hits on 1 walk. Runner left on board. We head to the top of the second. Still no score here in California.
Can I just say the runners disappear in the outfield a little bit with their uniforms? That's going to be a leadoff double by Big Iz. Bring up Nacho Man. He's going to take his base. Setting up the double play. That's going to be a hard hit ball over to third. They're just going to get the force out there. Not going to try to throw. Make a mistake. That's a ground out to short to second to first. A double play gets him out of the inning and out of that jam. The runners on first and second with nobody out, and they strand all of them.
It's going to be Daniel Martinez due up for the Firehawks. A diving catch by Big Iz will send Martinez back to the bench, 1 away. Drew Leahy right back to Big Iz for out number 2, and it's going to be Styles Stern, the shortstop. Going down on strikes. 1, 2, 3. Harmichael Redacted cleanly through the second inning.
We'll bring up Sam Sung Jr., the catcher. He's going to get a leadoff single into left field. We'll bring up the shortstop, the 9-hole hitter, Pin Flanaball. Slow roller to second base. Only going to be able to get the force out at first. That's going to be a single dropping in for Jose 43 Sr., and they're going to score. Samsung Jr. coming around, the productive out paying off in this one. And Jose 43 Sr. is taken off. He will actually be safe this time. He learned his lesson. Last time he tried to steal. Will Grove's going to go down on strikes. They'll bring up the left fielder, Alfred Dealey. He's going to swing through it. Strike 3. Just 1 run surrendered here with a few base runners. But the runners will take a 1-0 lead as we go bottom 3.
And we'll see Caleb Marco, the center fielder, lead off the bottom of the third. Quick pop out to the third baseman, Latavius Jackson Jr. Skies that into deep center field, just shy of the warning track as Big Is, and he makes the catch. James Lutz, fly ball into right, and taken care of by Jose 43 Sr. We head to the top of the fourth. Puerto Rico still leads 1-0.
Big is going to step in here. He's going to... Oh, a diving catch out there by the right fielder. Saves a hit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Big Nacho Man is at the wall, and he is stopped. That ball will be gone. Nacho Man a solo home run here in the top of the fourth, making it 2-0 Puerto Rico. Sloth, don't give me the salt. Rakakau gonna ground out to the shortstop. That'll bring up Dennis McLaughlin. Gonna fly one over into left field. That'll be out number 3. But Puerto Rico tacks on another run here via a solo shot by Nacho Man.
It's going to be Stubby McGuire with a base hit. California getting their first base hit of the ball game. Slothface jinxing it in the chat right before that happened. Kevin Larson with a base hit. Yeah, first and second now for Billy Nelson. Pop fly, in comes the shortstop Flanaball, and he will put the glove on the ball for out number 1. Dan Martinez draws a walk. Now we have bases loaded, 1 away for Drew Leahy, and Harmichael Redacted is going to walk in a run. It is now 2-1 Ranas. Now it's going to be Styles Stern with the bases still loaded and 1 out. See if the shortstop can make something happen here. Fly ball into right. It's going to be caught. Relay throw to home is going to be late, as Martinez moves over to third and Larson scores, tying this game up at 2. Caleb Marco, the center fielder, runners at the corners with 2 away, will pop fly that out to Flanaball. So that could have gotten a lot worse for Harmichael Redacted, but he escapes the jam with only 2 runs. Firehawks have tied it up 2-2. We head to the top of the 5th.
Samsung Jr. going to start things off here with a full count walk. And we'll bring up Pin Flanaball. Gonna watch one go by. This time it will be strike 3. Lineup will flip over. Hot hitter Jose 43 Sr. swings through 1 for strike number 3 and out number 2. Will Grove's gonna step up, watch this one go by. Kanye North will send the Ranas down on strikes.
We'll see if California will be able to break this tie and take the lead for the first time this game. Latavius Jackson Jr. is going to ground out to the second baseman. James Lutz will ground out to the shortstop, and now it's Stubby McGuire with the base paths clear and 2 away. Liner right past the shortstop Flanaball. McGuire's going to get on board with a single. Kevin Larson, the hot hitting first baseman, 462 average in the playoffs, but that will fall a little bit as he goes down on strikes. We head to the top of the 6th, still 2-2.
Arvedelia going to start things off. He's going to high fly all in the infield. Shortstop has to run all the way in to get it. Big is going to take a walk here. It sets up Nacho Man, who went deep his last at-bat. He's going to get past a diving shortstop for a single. Going first to third is Big Is. We'll bring up Ryan Cacao, and Nacho Man is going for second. But the throw was there, miles ahead of him. Oh, and a diving catch again by the right fielder out there. Latavius Jackson Jr. has taken 2 hits away with his glove.
That's how you get out of a jam. My goodness. It was first and third with 1 out, and they turned it around. Billy Nelson is going to ground out. Daniel Martinez will do the same, and now it's going to be Drew Leahy, the DH. Base paths empty, 2 away, down the line and right. That's going to be a base hit. He's headed for second, safe with no throw. Stand-up double for Leahy. Styles Stern, fly ball into right, and that's going to end the inning. We head to the top of the 7th, with the score still tied at 2.
Get a relief pitcher in this one. John Camden Jr. will step up to the mound. He will induce a ground ball on Dennis McLaughlin, a liner. Samson Jr. over to the third baseman for out number 2. Pin Flanaball gonna get a leaping catch out there by Marco. Will haul that one in for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning here for Camden Jr.
After the stretch, we head to the bottom of the 7th. It's Caleb Marco with a single into left field, starting off the Firehawks inning right. Marin Rodriguez is on the mound, and Latavius Jackson Jr. will pop fly out to the second baseman. James Lutz grounds it to the second baseman, over to second for 1, but they hold on to it. No double play. Fielder's choice for Lutz. McGuire will watch as Lutz takes off for second and steals the bag. McGuire launches that into right. That one's gone. 2-run homer by California, and this game is a 2-run lead now for the Firehawks. 4-2 is the lead off of the 2-run bomb by Stubby McGuire, 387 feet down the line and right. off of Marin Rodriguez. And it's going to be Kevin Larson now with the base paths clear and 2 outs. They will fly that out to the first baseman, but California takes the lead 4-2 in this game. Puerto Rico Ranas are now on the back foot. They need to get some runs on the board here in the 8th.
In the 8th inning, Jose 43 Sr. going to go down on strikes. Not a time where you want to be down as late in a game when you have very limited outs to work with. Bring up Will Gross. He's also going to go down on strikes. Kevin Jr. pulling some strings here. His second inning of relief. I'll bring up Alfred Delia. Delia going to ground over to the second baseman. That will end the inning for the Ranas. They only will have 3 outs. They need their pitching to hold this to a 2-run lead.
It's going to be Billy Nelson who grounds out to the first baseman. Daniel Martinez now up. And a fly ball to right field. That's a quick 1-2. Will it be 3? Drew Leahy, the DH, grounds that to the second baseman. Held onto, so Leahy will get on board with an infield hit. Styles Stern will watch as Leahy takes off for second. Safe with the stolen bag is Leahy. Stern grounds it right to the first baseman, though, and he just needs to take half a step to reach the bag. Groves puts that one away for out number 3. We head to the top of the 9th. Last chance for Puerto Rico. They need to put 2 runs on the board here.
Hampton Jr. will step in for his 3rd inning in relief. He gets Big Is swinging for out number 1. And they'll put Nacho Man to the plate. It's going to go down on strikes. Last chance for the Ranas in Game 5 rests on the bat of Ryan Cacao. He's going to get a single that splits the left side of the infield. We'll bring up Dennis McLaughlin. Carlos Crashwagon in. Grounder up the middle. Good throw, but he is safe. It's an infield single by Dennis McLaughlin with 2 outs. Fly ball into center field. Samsung Jr. It is caught out there by Marco. And the Firehawks will take Game 5 by a score of 4-2.
You want to take us through the box score real quick?
Certainly. California takes this one 4-2, despite getting out hit and even out base runnered in this one. Stubby McGuire, best hitter for California today, going 3 for 4 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. He had that huge home run to take the lead in the 7th. On the pitching, Harmark Redacted will take his 2nd loss of the series, giving up 3 runs in 6 innings. Kanye North, the starter for California, will not take a decision. John Camden Jr. will take the win. Crashwagon will take their first save of the playoffs. And Stubby McGuire, with that go-ahead 2-run home run, will be your player of the game.
Now we'll finish off game number 5 as California only needs 1 more game to take home the title. Go ahead and finish off the day. We'll save. We have a travel day.
We go back to Puerto Rico for the final 2 games of the series.
Oh, yeah, we do. I thought you were asking if we could go back to the...
No.
But, yeah, we'd go back to Puerto Rico, so the Ranas will have home field advantage.
They are on the back foot, but they are playing at home, looking to force a Game 7.
And we'll see if they do just that. Puerto Rico Ranas requested a stamina check for Quinn and the bullpen. So that's right. Quinn is at 58%, slightly tired. And then the bullpen, Spruce Butter is at 96%. Marin Rodriguez, 53%.
Did you advance to the day with the game?
Yes, I did.
Because it's a travel day. You're on travel day right now. Oh, there we go.
October 10th.
It says today, no game. What the heck?
Oh, it did. It does say no game. That's weird. Well, there is a game. I don't know. That's weird. All right.
Okay, I see you.
Spruce Butter, 96. Marin Rodriguez, 53. Ash Winstein at 98. Jared Atkins at 100%. I don't think anyone else has been used yet. Yeah, all the rest of them are 100%. So everyone from Jared Atkins down is at 100%. These 3 are the only ones that are not. Firehawks check Beckett and Crash's stamina. Absolutely. One moment. Crashwagon is at 89% rested. Beckett is at 100% rested for starting pitching, 91% rested for relief pitching.
And I think they're gonna want to put him in their stud reliever.
Well, we'll see what they decide to do.
We'll see.
They're up 3-2. Let's see. Uh-oh. We have some dropping frames.
Uh-oh. AJ.
It's fine, I saved. It's just going to be... Yeah, it's just my Wi-Fi going a little bit. We should be okay, though. A little bit of drop frames, but we're fine. Nothing happened. Nothing important happened, I should say. Can you imagine if frames dropped right as the last out happened?
Oh my god, I would die.
Okay, can we make Beckett... Oh, we are dropping frames again. Noted.
AJ? AJ? AJ?
Can we make Beckett the stopper and high leverage? Yes. Stopper... well, I mean, high leverage would be the secondary. What do you want for the primary? Or
Seventh and close.
No, seventh and close. Thank you. Boop. Okay. Stopper, seventh and close, high leverage for Beckett. Okay. All right. We do have a change for the Ranas.
It's a pretty big change.
It is a pretty big change. All right. Pitch count at 60. Move Rodriguez to middle relief, normal usage. There we go. Marin Rodriguez at middle relief, normal usage. Becky Quinn scheduled to start with a 60 pitch count. You're going to line up some back to pitching just to make sure that pitch count's saved. Yep. Let's see. Leaving crash. Okay. All right. Ross Firehawks, any more changes? Let's see.
Dillos want a stamina check.
Who did you say? Dillos want it?
Dillos, yeah. DG wants a stamina check. Okay.
Okay. Move Ryder to relief.
Long relief used more often.
Long relief used more. So do you want me to change the rotation to a 2-man rotation then, I'm guessing? Or do you want me to put someone else into where Ryder's position would be? Let's see.
Well, there's only 2 games left, so.
That's true, yeah. Long relief. I'm assuming normal and none specified for the usage for Ryder, but let me know if you want that changed. Fernando Jose to none specified. Fernando Jose is at none specified normal. Okay, rotation doesn't matter. Yep, yeah. Use more often for Ryder. Okay. Normal. We can't do use more often if it's long relief. I don't think. Can we?
Mm-hmm.
There's normal, avoid high leverage, and then there's these options. You can change it to middle relief, use more often, but I think you want long. You said long relief, so I think okay, long relief, normal. Okay, long relief, normal, none specified. So there's your glimpse, Ranas, at the current situation for your pitching. Let me know if you need any more changes or if you are good. Firehawks have not mentioned whether they are. They said leave it, but I think that was for Crash Wagon. Firehawks, any changes? Slothface or Dirk, if you were there. And thank you to Moosey for gifting 5 subs. Let's go.
Let's get hyped, everybody.
Yeah.
Game 6, elimination games, baby. Will the Firehawks close out the series, or will the Ranas battle back to force a Game 7?
It's going to be a good one. Becky Quinn is taking to the mound on short rest. So we will see if they are able to continue to shut down the California Firehawks bats. Prediction has started. Be sure to make your predictions on who wins, Firehawks or Ranas. Let's see, player notes. Let's see, Nacho Man for the Puerto Rico Ranas had a great season against the Firehawks. The second baseman was on base in nearly every matchup with California, reaching at a 468 clip. Man also added a double, a homer, and a pair of stolen bases for the season. On the side of California, we have James Gordon, the pitcher, who has been a solid arm for the Firehawks this season, although his stat line might not be flashy. Gordon offers above-average production and has helped the Firehawks win 14 games thanks to his pitching. Gordon so far is having a pretty rocky postseason with a 4.94 ERA and an 89 ERA+. As you can see, that ERA has gone down, I believe, to 4.15, unless these are regular season stats, which might be the case. I don't know. So that is the player notes. I do have a... Okay, never mind. I was going to say I have a DM, but that's about something else. I think both Firehawks and Ranas have said that they are good. Moosey, anything you would like to add before we go into Game 6?
I will say, playing your ace on short rest is a bold move, but I've seen it work out so many times in the real life MLB with that amazing Game 7 performance in 2014 by Madison Bumgarner, who had pitched in Game 5 and then came out in relief and just shredded. You see it all the time. Like, it's do or die. Play your best players and just go out putting everything on the table. This is the Ranas have to go all in on this game.
They absolutely do. It is do or die for the Ranas. They need to win this game and the next one in order to take home the title and the World Series trophy. California Firehawks just need to win one of these last two games in order to do so. It's going to be a close one. I don't know who's going to come out on top, but we are going to find out together. 3-2 is the lead for California over the Puerto Rico Ranas. We are headed into game number 6 between the Ranas and the Firehawks.
Will we see Viva las Ranas, or will we see...
We
wanted to do that the whole freaking stream. Just scream that.
Oh, well, we will see which one it will be. If it's the Ranas, it's going to be in Game 7 because the Firehawks have that 3-2 lead. We are headed on into game with Becky Quinn on the mound. I'll take you through the top of the first, and then we'll hand it off to Moosey for the bottom of the first. Lutz, McGuire, and Larson due up against Becky Quinn. Game number 6 of the Miners World Series Season 30. Here we go. Becky Quinn on the mound. Short rest is going to get James Lutz to go down on strikes. Stubby McGuire, the third baseman, hitting .368 in the postseason. It's going to go down on strikes as well. It's the hot-hitting Kevin Larson, the first baseman, .448 average, who I believe still has a World Series hit streak going. I don't remember if he had a hit in the 5th game or not, but he will fly out for his first at-bat in this game to the center fielder, Big Iz. We head to the bottom of the first with no score after no hits here in Puerto Rico.
James Gordon on the mound will face Jose 43 Sr. Hard hit ball, but it is lined right to the center fielder, Marco. William Groves will ground out to the third baseman. It'll bring up Alfred Delia. Second baseman has to run deep into the outfield grass to snag that one. It'll be a 1-2-3 inning here for James Gordon on very few pitches.
All right, Billy Nelson will get a base hit into the right field. It's going to be a double for Billy Nelson. That might have been their first hit of the series. They were struggling all through the start of the series as Dale Martinez and Styles Stern ground out back-to-back. Though Billy Nelson will score to make it a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Firehawks. Drew Leahy, the DH, grounds that back to the pitcher. Over to first. Safe. Leahy beats it out. Infield hit. Caleb Marco, outfield hit with a single into right field. The throw from right is going to be late. Safe at third is Leahy. And Jackson Jr. draws a walk. Becky Quinn starting to struggle here. Bases loaded with 2 outs for James Lutz. Grounder short over to first, and that is out number 3. That could have gotten a lot more dangerous, but the Firehawks only score 1 run on 3 hits as they leave the bases loaded. They lead 1-0 here as we go to the bottom of the second.
Becky Quinn's pitch count is already nearing 50 in just 2 innings of work. Gordon will induce a ground out by Big Iz. Will strike out Nacho Man. He will face the designated hitter Ryan Cacao. Cacao gonna lift one over into left field, but it is caught out there by James Lutz. Another 1-2-3 inning here for James Gordon. We will go top 3.
Right to the right fielder. Stubby McGuire goes down to fly out. Kevin Larson launches that into left. That's a home run for Kevin Larson at 396 feet on the long ball, and California is now up 2-0 here in the third. Becky Quinn pitch count is at 48. Before that, 49 after it. Billy Nelson, fly ball into right field. It's going to be caught by Jose 43 senior. Daniel Martinez, catcher, is going to get a single into center field. It's going to be Styles Stern, the shortstop. Grounder to third, over to first, and that is going to be out number 3. Firehawks get a run on the solo shot by Kevin Larson and extend their lead to 2-0. Becky Quinn might be done after those 3 innings with that pitch count on.
Dennis McLaughlin going to lead things off here. A line shot to center field for the first out. Another liner by Sneed Finkman over to the shortstop. That'll be out number 2. A dribbler to the pitcher's mound. Gordon will pick it up and fire over to first for another 1-2-3 inning here for James Gordon in Game 6. Rana's bats are cold as ice.
Becky Quinn is back on the mound, and Drew Leahy will get a single off of Quinn before she is pulled for Jared Atkins. Pickoff attempt from the catcher. Atkins will get, what happened there? Was that a stolen?
That was a strike him out, throw him out, baby.
Strike him out, throw him out, and I missed it. And then a sliding catch by the right fielder, 43 senior, gets Jackson Jr. to fly out. Great inning for California, for Puerto Rico defense.
One of the prettiest ways to get a double play. Was the 43 senior going to lead things off with a walk. Grove's also going to take a walk. Suddenly there are 2 runners on. Nobody out for Alfred Delia. Delia going to ground one over to third. To the second baseman covering. Over to first, a double play. Big is going to sky one into left field, but it falls just shy of the track. That one had a chance to go and tie this game up. The double play proved costly. If they only got a fielder's choice on that one, probably would have been a sacrifice fly.
James Lutz is going to get a base hit. Bouncer all the way to the wall. He's going to get on board with a stand-up double. Stubby McGuire goes down on strikes. We're in scoring position with 1 out for the hot-hitting Kevin Larson, who has been having a great series. He will draw a walk here on the full count. So waiting for his pitch. Billy Nelson, fly ball into shallow right field. The first baseman, Gross, is going to go back and get it. Daniel Martinez launches that into right field. All the way back to the warning track is 43 senior, and he makes the grab. That could have gone south real quick for the Ranas, but no runs scored in the top of the 5th. We head to the bottom of the inning. Puerto Rico up now.
Nacho Man will lead things off. Dive by the shortstop. Will be a single. Infield pop fly by Ryan Cacao, caught by the shortstop. Bring up Dennis McLaughlin. McLaughlin, hard hit ball into center field, but a sliding catch. Pulls up the second out. Sneed Finkman gonna fly one into center field. It will be caught out there for out number 3. Ranas just can't get anything going in this one. Got to get hyped. Let the crowd work in your favor.
It's going to be Styles Stern who beats out the throw for an infield single. Drew Leahy drives that deep to center field. But Big Is puts the glove line for out number 1. Caleb Marco, the center fielder. Pop fly, doesn't make it to the mound. Shortstop Flanaball will take care of it. Steal attempt, and he's out. Gets gunned down by Sneed Finkman. Styles Stern caught stealing. That's going to end the inning for the Firehawks. We head to the bottom of the 6th. California still leads, though, 2-0.
Pin Flanable going to ground one over to the first baseman. He has to run to the bag himself to get the first out. Jose 43 Sr. swings on a pitch way inside for strike 3. Bring up the first baseman, Will Groves. Had a little bit of a rough postseason. High fly ball into center field. It will be caught for out number 3. Ranas are running out of time as we go into the 7th. They're still down 2-0.
Latavius Jackson Jr. is going to foul out, and now it's going to be James Lutz, the cold-hitting left fielder, and turning that cold-hitting streak around with a single into left field. Now it's Stubby McGuire, the third baseman, runner on first with 1 away. Grounder to second, over to second for 1 back, over to first, and that is a double play. Ranas faced the minimum despite allowing a base runner. Score remains at 2-0.
Delia will step up, hard hit ball over to second base. Not going to get past the fielder. That'll be out number 1. Big Is high fly ball into center field. It will be caught out number 2. That'll bring up Nacho Man. He's off and running. Third baseman bobbles it a little bit. It'll be labeled an infield hit. Aaron Beckett is in to pitch. Nacho Man will steal second. Ryan Cacao swings through one for strike 3. They get the runner into scoring position but can't get him around. Aaron Beckett, the star reliever for California, walks in and is looking to shut the door.
Andrew Paul on the mound for the Ross to face Larson and gets him to strike out. Billy Nelson, the second baseman, up now with 1 away and the base paths clear. Grounder to short, over to first, and that is out number 2. Flanaball throwing on to Groves. Daniel Martinez launches that one into right field, all the way back to the warning track. Is 43 Senior to make the grab. 2-0 Firehawks. And now it is Puerto Rico's turn at bat. They need to start scoring some runs here in the bottom of the 8th.
Bottom of the 8th. Aaron Beckett on the mound, going to induce a ground ball to short by McLaughlin. That brings up Sneed Finkman. Finkman pops it up in the infield. Second baseman has to run all the way to the mound to make that catch and pin Flanaball. Going to walk him, putting him on first. That'll bring up the high hitter Jose 43 Senior. 43 going to get it over the shortstop's head for a single. 2 outs, runners on first and second. That's a pop fly into foul territory. First baseman ranges out and gets it. Ranas are running out of time. We go top of the 9th, California leading 2-0 here in Game 6.
Puerto Rico will get one last shot at it, but California has a turn to extend their lead here. Styles Stern gets on board with a single. Drew Leahy will fly out to 43 Senior, and now it's going to be Caleb Marco. Goes down, strikes. That's out number 2. Latavius Jackson Jr. with a runner on first and 2 away. Right fielder for the Firehawks will watch as taking off for second is Stern, safe with the stolen bag. Jackson Jr. grounds that about pitching mound high, but third baseman does not throw on to first, and that's going to be a single. Lutz will get on board with a single of his own. That one into right field. RBI for Lutz as Stern scores and Jackson Jr. makes his way to third. McGuire, base hit for McGuire. That's going to be another RBI as California extends their lead, and they are looking very excited as the possibility of the World Series title draws ever nearer. Kevin Larson is going to get an RBI single as well. It's 5-0 now. Billy Nelson up against M.A. Ryder is going to draw a walk. 2 outs, bases loaded for Daniel Martinez, the catcher. 5-0 the score. And Daniel Martinez goes down on strikes. California Firehawks are looking very good heading into the bottom of the 9th. Crazier things have happened, but Puerto Rico needs to put the bat on the ball now. Bottom of the 9th, 5-0 California. Here we go.
This is it. World Series on the line. Alfadili going to fly out to right field. Big is going to take a walk. Full count. Aaron Beckett on the mound. Nacho Man will step up. That's going to be a fly ball over into right field. Hugs the line. Will stay fair. There's out number 2. Comes down to the bat. Ryan Cacao. Over to short. To first. The California Firehawks will win the Minor League World Series.
Season
And
30.
Sloth has a heart attack.
Season 30 World Series champion California Firehawks take this one 4-2 in the series, 5-0 the score of the final game. Well done to both California and Puerto Rico. One heck of a series from both of you. But California Firehawks are going to be the ones that come out on top.
That series was just back and forth the whole time. It honestly felt like home field wasn't an advantage by any stretch. Like you would think, but the Miners are just absolutely crazy. Puerto Rico pulled out all the stops in this game, and it just fell short. Congratulations, Firehawks, on your first victory since rebranding as California.
Yes.
They're the Firehawks. Yeah.
Last game of the series, James Gordon gets the win. Becky Quinn the loss on short rest. James Gordon will be your player of the game. Aaron Beckett with the save. We'll take a look at who your World Series MVP is. I just want to make sure that
I have a feeling.
I think I have a feeling
be.
as well. I want to check, make sure that advancing wouldn't mess anything up in the majors. No. That is correct. So we'll go ahead.
If you go to playoff coverage,
okay.
It'll put it there.
Playoff coverage. There we go. Series MVP.
Yep.
Kevin Larson for the California Firehawks, who maintained a hit streak through all 6 games. We only see the last 5 here, but if you look at that,
he went 4 for 4 in the first game. It's no big deal.
It was 4 for 4, 3 for 5, 3 for 5, 1 for 3, 1 for 3, 2 for 4. Unbelievable series for Kevin Larson, the first baseman from the California Firehawks, and a great series for both teams. Becky Quinn gets the Puerto Rico Ronas' 2 wins on the pitching. Kanye North, Girk Biglet, John Camden Jr., and James Gordon each get 1 for the California Firehawks in this series. But there you go. That is the Miners World Series for Season 30. Congratulations to the California Firehawks on getting the win here. Season 30 champions, the California Firehawks.
And we are joined here by the losing manager, Legally Blind Gamer, who will be streaming the Majors World Series tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. How are you doing, LBG? It was a tough series, but man, you guys had, like, watching the Miners throughout the season, you guys really just shone through, like, everything. You had a fantastic season. It sucks to come up short, but you have to be proud of the squad you managed to put together.
Absolutely. Let me start off by saying, first of all, congratulations to the Firehawks. Dirk Diglett has put together an amazing team. That the route that they took to be able to get to the World Series, they defeated some teams that I thought, were superior at the time. I thought they were the better teams, but the Firehawks just came through time and time again, and especially here at the World Series, it looked like at the beginning of the series, the first couple games, that the Ranas, had a good chance. But then when we lost that second game and they moved to California for Game 3, that's when they really started, pressing the advantage. And it took us at the point there where Game 6 we had to change and switch in our Game 7 pitcher to Game 6 just to try and have a chance. So they did really well. Congratulations again to them. Well deserved. But I also want to thank Dr. K, the GM of the Ranas. What an amazing season. Dr. K's first season as the head GM of the team, and wow, really great with the players, really great with the strategy. So honored to be able to be their co-GM this season, and we're going to give it another shot, reload over the off season, try and get some new talent, and see how we do for season 31. But congratulations again to the Firehawks, and thank both of you for what a great stream this was. Great calls, exciting games, and really glad to be able to witness both of you being able to call this World Series.
Well, thank you, LBG, and great job getting this far, Puerto Rico Ranas, with the new branding. This is what their first playoffs with the new branding. Is that correct?
Yep, very first one.
and you made it all the way to the World Series. So congratulations to you guys for getting that far. It's a tough road to even get to that point. So you all should be very proud of yourselves.
Absolutely. Thanks again for all of our players being so active this season. Thanks to Dr. K, and thank you to the league for allowing us to have an exciting run all the way to the World Series. I do have the Major League World Series coming up at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. It will be the Seattle Sea Serpents versus the San Antonio Sloths. So I hope everybody tunes into that. But again, thank you both for the great stream, and I'll be tuning in for the rest of it.
Well, thank you very much. I also believe the San Antonio Sloths have rebranded to the San Santonio Sloths, so that it's a SSS versus SSS match. But
Well,
um, go on.
yeah, no, I was just going to say thanks so much for having me on, and congratulations, Farhawks, and thank you for the great stream.
Absolutely. Thank you for stopping
Yeah.
by. Well, that's going to do it for us. Playoffs have ended for the minors, but the World Series for the majors has yet to be played. As LBG mentioned, 6 p.m. Eastern tonight, so be sure to tune in for that. Only a couple hours left, so go get some dinner or a snack or maybe breakfast if you're on a different time zone. um,
Maybe an hour nap. Who knows?
yeah, so whatever you want to do in that time frame, we are going to start we are going to save and start the upload for the index. And while we do that, I do want to thank the mod team for all the predictions they put up, the stat team for all their work compiling the stats, and I do want to thank you, Moosey, for coming on and co-hosting with me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always fun. I really enjoyed doing the minor league World Series. This is the future of the league, and getting to commentate is always fun. Even though it's a little overshadowed by the majors, but we like to have fun down here. Uh, it's just a great time, and yeah, it's always a blast to do streams with you.
And it's always a blast to do streams with you as well. So thank you for agreeing to come on and co-host. And as we mentioned, we do have some upcoming streams. We have the one tonight with LBG and I believe Hummus and Bauer are co-hosting that for. Yep.
I believe it's just Bauer,
Oh, is it?
unless Hummus had a conflict.
Oh, okay. Hummus
Unless
is on
that
the.
cleared up, but uh, if not, it's like LBG and Bauer. I mean, Bauer's stinky, but either way, it's a great team. LBG does great work every time. We hope to get many a gasp out of him during the series. It's a staple.
Absolutely. So that will be tonight, and then this coming Thursday, February 17th, we have the Majors Draft, which is hosted by yours truly. Maybe we'll have some other GMs from around the league on there. I think I got at least one person that said that they were going to be on. Enoch said that he was going to crash the stream, so I don't know if he's actually going to come on and be on the stream, or if he is just memeing around.
Or he's going to crash the stream, as in your computer is going to explode.
Also possible.
It's very possible.
So major stream will absolutely have me on there, as well as at least I think Petra was looking to be on stream as well. So at least Petra, possibly Enoch, maybe some other GMs. We'll see how that goes. So be sure to tune into that on Thursday, the 17th. That will be probably around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Haven't exactly nailed that out yet, but and then February 18th will be the Prospect Showcase with Enoch on the call hosting that. And then we also have the Miners Draft and the Awards stream on the next 2 days after that. Miners Draft will be on Saturday the 19th. Awards stream will be on Sunday the 20th. So be sure to tune into all of those if you can, and we will see you for those streams as well.
Yeah, and tell your friends about this league where they can still create and get into the draft for the minors. That window has not closed yet. So if they want to be part of the draft process, everything like that, now is the time. We are always looking to bring a whole bunch of new users in here, and I know the minor league GMs would greatly appreciate it too.
Absolutely. The more the merrier. The league wants to continue growing. So the more people that we have that are interested, I need to actually get into contact with some of my coworkers who enjoy baseball and see if they're interested in joining up. I keep meaning to do that and I keep forgetting. So
Yeah, just don't show them your build and everything will be fine.
I'll tell them to make sure to have 5 pitches if they start out with a pitcher, because I know that triggers Enoch.
Triggers a lot of people.
Fair
It's
enough.
great, but you can do it. It's legal. You can have 5 pitches
It
when
is.
you
It's
first join.
probably ill-advised, but
Yeah,
um, but yeah.
yeah, yeah. And your player has done really well this season too. I know they're up for pitcher of the year. Had a really good season. Um, I guess the question is Wendy Marvel going to make their major league debut next season?
Well, that is actually confirmed. Yeah, we have a little bit of a leak, but yeah, Vancouver Vandals will be calling up Wendy Marvel next season. So unfortunately, slash fortunately, Marvel will not be donning a Bears uniform. Unfortunately for the Bruce City fans, but she will be donning a Vancouver uniform for all the Vandals fans. So she'll be starting out of the
Yeah,
pen for now, but
yeah.
yeah.
And we'll be back to the regular uniforms this time.
Yes.
Instead of having, don't you guys have the McMuffin on your jerseys?
Yes, we currently have the McMuffin on our jerseys, and also on the it's not visible from the actual like front renders, but there is on the back of the jerseys McMuffin's Vandals stats over the career, as well as the phrase "Dave Mann is elite." Which, if you
Oh,
don't understand that phrase, go listen to the Family Therapy 2-hour special on Dave Mann. It's available in the podcast section of the JSync forums, where myself, Enoch, Dr. K, and Blowpop explore the career of Dave Mann, one of the most interesting inactive relievers in PBE history. Um, I guess I should also tease um, the PBEBS, which is the uh, podcast that Enoch and I recently started. So if you've been seeing that logo around that DG lovingly created, um, that is what that is for. We recently put up a podcast on Brock Lobster, and we have additional podcast ideas that we are looking at exploring. The title of the podcast is PBE Bigger Strange, which was generated via online podcast name generator. Um, and we thought it was funny, and then realized that it could stand for both PBS, like the network, or PBEBS. Um, so it's kind of a podcast exploring kind of the strange and weird anecdotes or people or players of the PBE, in a way that is meant to educate people who are more curious about the history of the PBE and some of the stuff that has happened in the past. It's less about like drama history. If you're looking for a good podcast for that, searching for Benton McKay is a good one with Beaver and Slim. But if you're looking for kind of a more educational, just general history of weird stuff, then PBE Bigger Strange might be something that you might be interested in. So
yeah, and there's always, if you want a more minor league focused uh podcast, the Crush Fan podcast, hosted by the one and only Kintharion, just started season 2. It's a
nice.
bot. We're doing bi-weekly podcast with that, and this most recent one that came out features the two GMs of the Chicago Kingpins, Sarah, and new co-GM Pal Adrian. So it's a lot of fun hearing from different people's perspectives, and it's one of the only minor league focused podcasts out there. Majors gets covered so much, the minors deserve a little bit of love too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Miners deserve a
I
lot of
was
love.
supposed to be on that podcast, but I fell asleep. It was late.
I should add that to my podcast rotation. I listen to too many podcasts, but I should definitely start listening to that one.
Yeah, it's really great. I have a lot of fun doing it, and Cantharian does a really good job with it. It just kind of was a spur of the moment thing, and then it's just continued, and now we're on season 2 of it. So it'll be fun.
Nice. Well, glad
Yeah,
that
and then of
you
course there's always family therapy. Dr. K and Blowpop do a really great job over there.
absolutely. Those two are
It,
fantastic podcast hosts.
yeah, it's one of the most popular podcasts that we run on the site. So
Hmm.
and they do it very often. So
Yeah.
give them a listen. They're really insightful, especially being rival minor league GMs as well.
and
It's
it, and
always fun.
and it's also a fun dynamic since they I don't know if some people might not know this, but Dr. K's Vancouver Vandals extension contract had a clause in it that Blowpop was able to tamper Dr. K, but only on episodes of PBE Family Therapy. And when Dr. K was traded to the New Orleans Rougarous for Musha in the trade that got Vancouver Vandals their new GM, uh, then that clause still continued. So now we have a cross-divisional allowed tampering via specific clause. So
But
if nothing else to listen to Blowpop tamper Dr. K legally,
it's also great because now they're in the same division, so they face each other a lot more often.
it's true. Yes. Yeah.
So there's a little bit more competitiveness. I know that was one of the reasons Blowpop joined was for one thing they're cousins.
Hmm.
So and so like when I was GM when Blowpop was joining off of I think he joined off of waivers. I don't remember. I was chatting with him. And he's like, "Yeah, I want to do this because I want to face my cousin." And it's like, "Oh, that's actually really cool." It's like, I know there's like there's Dirk and Mrs. Dirk and like DG and Phillies are brothers and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it's interesting seeing like the competitiveness of the two of them. Really, just like, okay, I want to face this guy instead of like, oh, I want to play on a team with them. It's like, no, I want to be on a different team so I can kick their butt. Just have that bragging right.
Yeah, that's yeah, it's always a fun dynamic at the over at the PP Family Therapy podcast. As we're waiting for this upload, anyone still in the chat got any questions for Moosey or I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the chat's been kind of quiet for a bit, so
I see there's 34 of you.
is your heart supposed to stop beating? Not
Yes.
typically. Oh, okay.
I mean, it is at some point. It's just, it depends. Oh,
It's
we
probably
did
not
not get a
healthy.
Voyager stamina check. They never asked for it, unfortunately. That's a
Yeah.
shame.
Next time that the Vandals are in the playoffs, I am going to try and make an effort to have them ask for a Voyager stamina check.
Jimbo, the Firehawks won in 6 games.
4-2.
So, 4-2.
You can see it on the
Yeah, it
quote
was
there.
a crazy series. Like there was one really high scoring game and the rest were fairly low. Strangely enough, the really high scoring game was also the one where we bet on total runs. Fun. So, yeah, it was a great series overall. It was very back and forth. It was just boom, boom, boom.
Are you gonna do anything about that error? Which error?
You know the error. You know what you said.
I I don't know what you're talking about.
Please tell me somebody clipped that. If I click the
it
PBE,
it has been clipped. Yeah.
yeah,
That is I think
yeah. So
D-Man
the
showed
error
me.
on the screen, unfortunately, it's a thing. And it's like I don't know. AJ just lets it
Oh yeah,
happen.
that error. Yeah, it's yeah. For some reason, when I hit OK, it still exports fine, but you gotta click OK on the error to actually start the upload. It still hangs out there, but
It just exists.
yeah,
It's been a thing. It happens all the time. I
yeah,
don't know why it keeps pulling off an error. Hopefully this will be fixed. in future renditions of OOTP. So I don't know. Who knows?
Is it,
Whenever that comes out.
does it just happen to me, or does it happen with other streamers?
It's with everyone, as far as I am aware. Everybody has that error thing pop up. So it's
Okay.
it's just an OTP 21 thing, I'm guessing. I haven't tried anything with 22. I'm not in any online leagues, so I don't know if that got fixed or if it's just a thing.
I wonder if it's
But
fixed in
yeah,
23.
what do you mean 23's out already? We already swapped to it, don't you know?
Oh man. All right. So last time that I streamed, there were a couple of files that were in the final stage of the upload that I was looking at with team names in them, and I wanted to see if I could find those again because they were
Uh-oh.
weird team names. There's one that was like the Clowns.
Oh.
Okay, so let's see. We have Indianapolis Hot Rods and Indianapolis Seals. Juosu Koalas, uh, Majesu Winged Hussars, Hussars.
It's a military unit.
Oh,
I
okay,
I play Civilization.
got it. Philadelphia Highlanders,
These are old names. Like there's history of this. Like you can look back in the index. This is like season 1.
San Francisco Suns, San Jose Clowns.
Yeah. This is ancient. It's
These
great.
are
This was like the Winter League or something like that. Like some weird league like afterwards. I don't know what it, but like there's record of it. It exists in the index. You can look it up.
Fort Worth Black Dogs and Fort Worth Cavalry. So yeah, wow, these are all file like images that are still in the file,
Yeah,
which is just
history.
bonkers.
We're 30 seasons in and that stuff just has stuck
That's crazy.
for a while.
Uh,
So
right,
when are we deleting the index?
right now.
Oh,
That's what I'm
perfect.
doing. That's what I'm in the process of doing right now. Wanted to get one last look at all the weird team names. Myers. All right, yeah. Index is updated, so we are all set. But thank you once again, Moosey, for co-hosting, and thank you to everyone still in the stream for sticking it out all the way to the end. We appreciate it, and congratulations once again to the California Firehawks um, for winning the Season 30 Miners World Series.
Yeah, I'll be hanging out in chat during the Majors World Series. So maybe a gift and a few subs. So stop on by. Always love the
Absolutely. Once again,
opening day and World Series. That's like the best days.
absolutely. And once again, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Majors World Series. That is in about an hour and a half from right now. So be sure to tune back in about an hour and a half. But in the meantime, go do whatever you want to do. And we'll see you back here later tonight. So have a good one, everyone.